We are live. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the PGA Pinseekers show. We're back. We're back at it here. And I got the two Knee House boys. Obviously, we start this show. Before we hit him, we're going to talk about hitting that like and subscribe. So hit that thumbs up, hit that subscription. Obviously, it helps us keep bringing you these free shows. And we're here to pick some golf winners. We're talking to players. And obviously, coming in the one hole, Uncle T, what's up, buddy? Welcome to the Pinseekers show.
Yeah, doing real good, JSU. It's I was kind of wondering if I was going to be in the one hole tonight just to stick it to Big T, and I appreciate the greeting. But yeah, it's great to be on. I'm looking forward to breaking this down, and I think JSU, the last time you and I were on was way back when we did a first peel look on one of the PGA things way back before or when COVID came back. So it's good to be on the show with you.
Yes, sir, it is. And you know I like to keep the, who's coming in the one hole. I keep that a secret. Nobody knows. But we got Big T coming in the two hole. What's up, Big T? I mean, how's it going?
Keep it a secret. It's been that way every show since you've started. Everyone knows your freaking secret. What do you mean secret?
Wait a second. I changed it up the one time when Dunkel was
when he wasn't on the show. I was in the one hole when he was gone. There was no one else in that one. Yeah, it's the first ever. I think it's the first ever all Knee House show here. Like, we might have done one along the way, but we haven't done one where we pick golf winners. I know that much.
Well, that's for sure. And I get the pleasure of being with both of you here. So I'm going to try and keep you guys from butting heads, fighting each other.
How do you know we're going to do that? How do you know we're not going to just start stroking each other? And
I know because you start shit, and you know you do, and you're going to start shit at some time, and then Uncle T's going to need to fire back because I know you. I know you well enough now to know what you're doing, and you guys know
you haven't been on with TNT though. You don't know how TNT rolls. We might go the other direction on you.
Tony, is that your second bottle you're on or your first
bottle still, but it's almost gone.
Okay, there we go. All right, boys, we're almost there. So
first cup for Uncle T.
Oh, you said he doesn't drink. By the way, Uncle T, so do you drink? Because Tony told me you don't drink.
I don't, but I do. But I do have a rum and orange juice in here because I wanted to be ready. I didn't know this show could last an hour. It could last 3 hours.
It's true.
That is a good point, actually. So if you guys...
we're in good shape with golf though, because JSU talks about football, but golf he doesn't talk for 3 hours about Louis Oosthuizen. So it gets trimmed out a little bit with the golf.
Listen, I am here to pick one golfer. You guys know we'll get to that golfer in a little bit, but you guys know who's coming up for JSU.
How long ago was that? When did we do our first show from Hoops Lake House? What tournament was that? It had to be close to
it was in June or July. I know that.
Maybe it was June, yeah. So not quite a year, but that's when this show originated.
This is true. And you had that nice background too. You were on the lake.
I had mosquitoes all around me, biting me up.
It still looked pretty nice to me.
For that tournament, I might have to go back to the lake house and do the same show, run it back.
Was that the same tournament you were touting up Jimmy Furyk, who gave you a nice 25? Jimmy Furyk. Does he still golf?
Jimmy Furyk's been crushing this year. Ask Uncle T. He's been in good form.
I know he wasn't crushing last time we were talking about him. Has he been doing good, Uncle T?
He on the Champions Tour. He's on the Old Man's Tour.
Oh, boy. All right, Old Man's Tour. All right, guys. So, we're obviously going to pick some winners. If you guys don't know how this show went the last time we did it, which was months ago, I'll explain it to you real quick. We're going to go through each range. On the DraftKings tier, starting at the top. We'll work our way all the way down. Then we'll take it to you from a betting side. We'll go through the odds. Big T's going to take us through all the matchups, tell you which ones stick out to him. And then at the end, we'll, pick some outright winners for the people, right? A top dog and then maybe a long shot or two. So that's how the show's going to roll. Before we get into the show, obviously we're running a promo code right now, free ticket. It's going to get you a $600 ticket. If you sign up for any of the monthly packages, it'll get you into a drawing for a $600 ticket. So use the promo code free ticket and it will get you into a drawing. I think we're going to draw that tomorrow during the Hardwood show with Big T and Hoop and JT. So stay tuned for that. So if you sign up, use the promo code free ticket. All right, boys, let's get into it. And Uncle T, I know that you normally like to break down the grass and where we're at. So do you want to get that started? Because we didn't have that on our show before. So why don't we get that started with you?
Yeah. I mean, not much to say. Most people know about TPC Sawgrass. Heck, Big T played it last year, so he may even be better to break it down. But it's a relatively short par 72 for PGA, standards, if you will, just under 7,200 yards. But it's going to play a lot different in March than it had been in May. I think the wind could play a little bit more of a factor this weekend, especially on the back nine. And we'll talk about 17 a little bit and how much fun that is to watch the island green, play out. But I think that could play into the wind all 4 days, which will be really interesting if it does, because we all know it plays hard anyway. And if it's into the wind, it could be really interesting. But for the most part, I'll probably prefer accuracy over distance this week. If you bomb it out there, that's great if it's straight, but really it's not as big of a difference this week, at least for me anyway. So, as always, we're looking for ball strikers and guys that can, get hot with the putter. The greens are fast, Bermuda greens. They're going to run really fast, up and down, around the greens. They're hard to hit. So, people that can, gain strokes that way, all the better. But the last thing I'll say is 16, 17, and 18 are going to be a lot of fun. And 16 is a par 5. So, coming down the stretch on Friday when you're trying to make the cut, you got a par 5. And then obviously the 17th hole is the island green. And then 18, you have to put the ball in the fairway as you got water all left. And, it's a tough little drive because if you go right, you could be blocked out by the trees on your approach. So that's about all I got with it. But 16, 17, 18 are going to be fun to watch down the stretch.
All right. Big T, anything else to add for you? You want to talk about, what you're looking for in a golfer, from a ball striking, driving perspective or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, no, it's a standard course for the most part. I think a lot of people could win. Like Uncle T said, the fun part about the course, you got the par 5, then you got the island green, and then you got a great closing hole. I always get 18 at Sawgrass confused with 18 at Pebble. But now that I played it, it's a similar hole, but one's a par 4, one's a par 5. I always want to say Sawgrass is a par 5 too, just because of Pebble. But it's a par 4, obviously. I doubled, by the way, to shoot 80 there, like a total donkey. I mean, should have broke 80, hit it right in the water, like just a total donkey. But, yeah, I mean, it's going to be a fun finishing holes. A lot of people are going to play the approach guys. I still think that the bombers are fine, though. I mean, like Bryson with 4 par 5s. Anytime I can get 4 par 5s with Bryson, I'll take Bryson still. I'll take my chances. But guys like JT are going to pop off the page just because of his approach game. So I think a lot of people are in the mix, though, obviously, this week.
Yeah, for sure. And, I was watching the show yesterday and Snyder brought up.
Did you hear Mangone talk about layered rough like I heard? I heard he wanted layered rough. I mean, Uncle T, that was on Dunkel's show.
Seeded grass or whatever they were talking about.
That was with Dunkel, not the Tuesday show, though.
Oh, okay.
I framed him.
Well,
it was with
one
Dunkel's
thing
show.
I did hear was there's a ton of bunkers and water all throughout this.
I'm pretty sure like 16 of the holes have water. Off the top of my head, that's what Uncle T probably knows.
Yeah, it does. And like 11 and 12 are interesting too. 11, and we'll get into the breakdown here as we go with the players and stuff. But if you guys remember Rahm, he held the 54 lead the year Rory won it, which is basically still the defending champ since obviously last year we didn't get to play. He dunked that one into water on his second shot into that par 5 when he tried to wrap it around the water, over the water from the trap. And then that led to him, instead of in the lead, drop back to 12th. And then number 12 used to be a drivable par 4, about 312 yards. They said they're going to move the tee box back about 30 yards. So it'll be interesting to see if some of those guys still try to drive number 12.
Didn't he tell his caddy, or his caddy told him to lay up or something like that? And he was just like, no, I'm going for it. I love Jon Rahm. I know he didn't get it. I know. I love that attitude, though. I would go for it, too. I'd always try, even if it was, a long shot. That's what I like. I like that out of a golfer. But let's start. Let's start at the top, guys. We'll work our way. Yeah.
People need to know just how big of a donkey Snyder is. Like, this guy gets so freaking excited with his boy Morikawa. He had the balls to do a lifetime bet with me. I get Bryson. he gets Morikawa. It's not even the same class of golfer. Like, he gets like the B golfer, and I get the alpha A golfer for lifetime. Like, you know how quick, like within 3 years, he's going to be begging to buy out of that bet because every tournament they play, he's just going to give me money.
To recap the bet, what is it?
So every tournament they both play, whoever finishes higher gets the W or gets the bet. And then if they win, you get double the bet. And then I think we did a $500 buyout. So if anybody ever wants out, $500. So I don't like his chances.
Who do you have, Bryson?
I got the best golfer in the world, Bryson, Big Daddy Bryson. He's got a 5'8" Morikawa that isn't even in the same class as Bryson.
Notice how too Big T throws out that he shot an 80. Nick wanted to point that out, and you threw it out like it was like such a bad thing too. You threw it so nonchalant.
It's how it happened though. So I'll tell the people just because it was a fun round. I went down and played with Dan Bach, but so I started. It was super windy. Just how it's probably always windy at Sawgrass. Honestly, the way the course is set up. But I started with a bogey, and then at 8, the second hole's a par 5. For those of you that don't know, water on the right. Not even a hard hole, really, as long as you get off the tee. But I hit my second, and then my second, I just like, I totally shanked it right in the water. I took a freaking 8. I was 4 over after 2 holes, and I doubled 18 and bogeyed. I hit the green on 17, which is a par 3, the island green, and I 3-putted. So I was 4 over after the first 2 holes and 3 over on 17 and 18. So I played, the third hole through the 16th hole. What is that? 3 over. So the first 2 and the last 2 holes just totally killed me.
Well, there you go. Big T being modest. He shot an 80. So
I'll say this, JSU, before we get going here. The chat is all over Morikawa. They say they would take the Morikawa side. Big T, what do you think about that? Bobby Gomes in the chat.
Well, Bobby Gomes can have the same bet. You want the same bet, Bobby Gomes?
I mean, listen, I like Morikawa too as a golfer, but I don't know if I think that bet.
Bobby Gomes, you're in, buddy. Just say the amount. I'll take Big Daddy Bryson versus Morikawa for a lifetime bet. Just say the word. 1K an event. I'll take 1K an event.
You guys are talking about like 2 of my favorite golfers. Really, if I had to pick,
I like both of them. The funny thing, they're just not in the same class. One of them is in the top tier, and the other one's like a really good B golfer.
Well, aren't they two just very different, like styles?
Oh, they're completely different.
Very different, right?
One of them has about 11.5 inches. The other's got about 5.5 inches.
Of course you would say that about Bryson and Morikawa.
The best part about Bryson, too, this whole time, I swear, this is the truth. I swear I thought he was like single and like never like even looked at ladies. He might have even swung the opposite side of the plate. Just worked on his golf game. And this week I found out he's got like literally the biggest smoke show I've ever seen in my life.
Well, good for him. Right, Uncle Tim?
I agree. Great for him. I mean, I'm on board for it.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Bobby Gomes said it's booked. He said booked.
I don't know what that means. He's got to slide in so we can have some official terms.
Bobby, we need a number. So you're booked for what? Give us a number. You want the same bet as Snyder? You want like the exact same
Snyder
bet?
only got $100 though, so we got to decide how much Bobby Gomes. We can book it on.
We go up.
Yeah, I'd love to go up. I bet Snyder
might even get a piece of that.
Oh, jerker! Bryson has a micro peen? No, he does not. Stop. Stop it.
Oh boy, let's not get into that with Bryson. I think you've got the biggest Bryson homer in the world on this video right now.
And Pinseek wants Morikawa. Just everyone thinks Morikawa's better than Bryson? Wow.
Well, I'll tell you right now, I think everyone's going to play Morikawa over Bryson.
Well, this week, I'll say this this is a course where Morikawa should technically have a better course fit than Bryson this week. Just on paper, he should. That doesn't mean I like him over Bryson, but as far as the course, I mean, Uncle T can do you think Morikawa fits the course better?
I mean, a little bit, but again, you're literally splitting hairs. I mean, you got 2 guys that have won the last 2 tournaments, right? So, I mean, I would say it's probably a draw in this event, to be quite honest. I think Bryson's got distance, but distance doesn't mean anything here. So I look for both of them to play well this week.
There you go. All right. Well, let's start diving into these golfers. Let's start at the top. We'll start with the 10K to 11-2 range. You got Dustin Johnson, John Rahm, Rory McIlroy, Schauffele, Tom. JT's not in there. JT, what happened to JT? Can someone tell me? Because I've been playing golf, but not every week consistently with NBA and everything like that. What happened to JT? He's under 10K. I mean, like, that's something we should talk about first, because that just stuck right out to the page, and I'm sure he's going to be looking up ownership right now. He's going to be massive chalk, I assume, right? Uncle T, what happened to him?
Yeah, I mean, he went through a tough stretch, but he had a loss in the family, a death in the family, not in his immediate family, like a grandfather or something. So I think that had a lot to do with his play. And then he was really actually affected by the Tiger Woods thing as well. That happened like, a week after the death in his family. What I mean? Not to blame it all on that, but he has had some distractions out, off the course. And, while we say that, he hasn't been awful. He's had a couple missed cuts, but he's had a 15th and a 13th place finish his last 4 outings. So it's not like he's been awful and totally off the grid. But for 9,900, again, we'll get to him, but it's definitely too cheap for him this week.
All right. Well, Tony, let's start with you on these top tier golfers. Let's start with DJ, Rahm. What I'm looking at right now, just from ownership and stuff like that, and I started building lineups just after NBA locks, or just for the last hour or so. And I'm just noticing that the 9K range is so stacked. I feel like some of these top tier golfers in the 10K and up range, one or two of these guys is going to for sure be left out and under-owned. DJ is someone that I feel like might end up being the guy that is lower owned than he should be. What do you think about DJ and the ownership on DJ, and then anyone else in this range?
So, yeah, I think this is the best part about golf and why I love playing DFS golf. Yeah, we don't focus on it every week like Uncle T and the rest of the golf guys do. But, I mean, I've said this forever. My second highest ROI is golf by a mile. Like, I'm up a ton playing golf just because I think it's easy. Like, people overthink the ownership. All these top guys like DJ, Rahm, Rory, Xander are all going to be between 10 and 20%. Like, so that's fine, 10 to 20. But then you look at the really chalky guys, they'll be between 20 and 30 tops. That's really no difference even. I mean, what's the difference in a guy being 23% and 13% or 15%? Like, to me, that's the exact same thing. Just play the guys you want to play in there. We can always find a low-owned guy to mix in with them. And for me, this 9K range is so freaking good. I mean, JT, Bryson, Webb, Morikawa, Hovland, Cantlay, Finau. Are you kidding me? Like, I'll take those guys over the top guys, as crazy as that sounds. And usually I'm on the opposite end where I say, let's play these top guys. Let's be different. But if you're telling me DJ, Rahm, McIlroy, and Xander are going to be between, say, 13 and 20%, and these 9K guys are going to be similar, maybe slightly higher, I'm going to side with the 9K guys this week and just go down. And I think they have just as much win equity. I think they have exactly the same everything, except we're saving $1,000 in salary. Why not save the $1,000 in salary and just play those guys? So for me, I'm playing 150 teams on DK, not on FanDuel, but DK. I'm not going to play any of the guys above 10K on my teams.
Well, there you go. And I think one thing that helps you out with this argument is there's just so many plays in that 9K range that the ownership is going to have to spread out. You're not going to see a 40, 50% guy in that 9K range. It's just not going to happen. There's too many good plays.
They're so good, too. Those guys are so freaking good.
Right, and it's all going to spread out. Like, it's all going to be like there's going to be multiple guys, probably 20%, right? Maybe 25, and then you'll get some guys in like the 15 to 18 range, and that's that. Okay, Tony, I'm going to put it like this. If you had to pick one golfer at the top, is there one that sticks out to you the most?
Yeah, I mean, if I had to pick one, it would be Rahm for sure. Like, I'm definitely not playing DJ. I'm definitely not. We saw last week Rory had the perfect script for him. I mean, weak field, course he's dominated, and he still couldn't close the deal. Definitely not playing. Like, I wouldn't play Rory over any of the 9K guys, I don't think, even if they were priced the same. I don't think. So, and Xander's fine, but Xander is literally the same play as Cantlay. I literally think they're like the same guy, and you save 1,000 salary. So why would I play Xander over Cantlay? Like, they're the same dude. So if I had to pick one, it would be Rom, but honestly, I'm not going to play any of them.
That's fair. All right, Uncle T, do you agree with Big T that the 9K range is so strong that even though some of these 10K golfers are really good, they're just almost the same plays, and they're as the 9K range, and they're just obviously the 9K range is cheaper? Or do you like some of these guys at the top?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm going to agree with Big T right out of the top tier here for sure. And before I go into that, like, you know, everybody that's listening, you guys know that our tiers and our cores and our roster construction are all updated on the site. So you'll get an idea of our core plays and why we went a certain direction. And you'll be able to get a good idea of what, you know, kind of our thought process is there. But yeah, again, up top, you know, is it wrong to go to DJ or one of those guys? No, but like we talked about, the 9K range that we're going to get to, it's kind of interesting. We talk about the ownership, and I'm not a big ownership guy either in golf. The 9K range, if you are an ownership guy, that is where most of the, you know, 22, 23, 24, 25% own guys. Now, again, for me, it doesn't really bother me because like Big T said, we can find guys down at the bottom where we can get different. So I think Rom, if I was to pick one, it would be Rom. Again, he was really in the driver's seat a couple years ago, playing some real good golf, and just kind of made a real bad decision on that par 5. So I don't mind going to him if I was to go up top. Right now, I'm not going up top. I'm going to start in the 9K range. And a lot of times in these types of fields where, you know, they're top heavy, they got all the best players in the world, the stars and scrubs approach usually is one where people like to jam in a lot of the top guys and then just go down low. I don't like that. I like more of the balanced approach. I know no-cut events like the WGC a couple weeks ago, people tend to do that as well. But for me, Rory, I can't do it. I had a great build last week, sitting in, I think, third in one of the single entries and like 28th overall going into Sunday in the big, you know, 100K. And I had Rory, Connors, and Kokrak, and Rory just let me down. Hasn't won an event in like 16 months. And for me, that shows me that he doesn't have much win equity right now. And at 10-6, no thanks. I think some of these guys, even in the low 9K range, I would take over Rory right now. So that might not be might be a hot take, but for me, Schauffele, there's nothing wrong with him. 23 straight cuts on tour. He finished 39th last week. It was the first time in like 6 months that he finished outside the top 25. So, you know, his ownership out of these four, if you are an ownership guy, he will be the lowest owned out of these four. So I would get the play for Xander probably. Again, if you're an ownership guy, I'd go Xander. But for me, I'm going to probably fade all four of these guys.
All right, that makes a lot of sense. And it feels like, too, people just are really trying to make Rory happen all the time. Like, what is
for 2 years
the love
now?
Affair? Yeah,
everyone tries to make him happen every week.
I know he was once like the best player in the world for sure, and maybe some people still say he is that guy. Like, what is it? Is it just that he was once the best player in the world, Tony? Like, what is the?
He could easily. I should say that too. Like when he gets it back, he probably will get it back, and he could easily still be the best in the world. He's got to show us though. We got to see this dude win and start doing some things first. It's a terrible analogy, but it reminds me of Stanton in baseball, Giancarlo Stanton. Like people always want to play him when he's in these slumps and he can't hit a freaking softball. But when he starts raking, that's when you play him again. When he starts hitting it, because he's going to hit a bunch in a row. Rory is so freaking good. He just hasn't closed. He'll usually play, like Uncle T said, 2 or 3 really good rounds, and then a round where he goes 3-4 over and it kills him for the week. So he's just – and his problem too is these guys around him are so damn good that he can't afford to miss a round. And, I think he could easily still be the best in the world. I mean, we saw from DJ. DJ fell off for a year or two where he wasn't quite as good. I mean, my dad the one day was saying he's the best, and I made fun of him. This is the true story. Uncle T can verify. I made fun. We both might have even made fun of him that he thought DJ was the best in the world. And then DJ runs off like 4 or 5 in a row, and all of a sudden he crushes. And now everyone kind of think he might be the best in the world. So these top guys are all so good. So, I mean, Rory could easily get it back, but why would you play him right now over these other top guys?
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, listen, it's not like Rory's no one's saying Rory's like bad or anything.
If he
like
wins
that,
this tournament this week, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I mean, it could happen, right?
Yeah, just to put a cap on the Rory thing, like not that this means anything, but obviously this week he dropped from 8th to 11th in the world. So he dropped outside the top 10 in the world first time in 3 years. So that doesn't mean anything for what we're talking about tonight, but I do think it's interesting. Maybe, maybe he has a little bit of a chip on his shoulder. I don't know. Morikawa with the win a couple weeks ago, he's up to 4th in the world. But, like you said, Rory can get hot at any time, but I need to see it before I'm going to pay 10-6 for Rory right now.
Sounds good. All right, before we move into the 9K range, our guy Steve Anthony just dropped in to hit that like button. Appreciate you, Steve Anthony. He says, run pure. Guys, hit that like button. Hit the subscribe. If you didn't, it'll give you notification for when we go live for these free shows. But let's move on.
We should say it too.
Range. Yeah.
We got all that gear shipped out. So all those larges that people have been waiting for, Amber, my wife, went to FedEx yesterday. She got the job done for the team this time. Shipped it all out. All the larges are out. Every piece of gear that someone has won through, say, Sunday, maybe Monday or Tuesday if someone won, we didn't get that out. But everything through Sunday is on the way, and it should be covered. So I'm ready to give out some more gear now because we're back to square one. So let's give out some gear tonight. If we get over 100 likes and then 200 likes, we probably won't get to 200. But if we do, we'll give out 2 pieces.
Maybe 150.
Yeah, do that. Do 100 and 150. Yeah.
Look at Big T, though. If the guy can't get it done himself, he gets his wife to get it done for him. She's amazing. Look at Big T, though. Just delegate. Hey, honey, you gotta do me a favor here. She does.
I didn't even ask. She just did it. She got it done. She saw it.
No questions asked. That's the best. Obviously, yeah. She's great.
Nice cards. I mean, it's been talking trash about this gear for freaking 3 years. It might be coming. It might not be coming because you never gave a size. You're too wishy-washy with it. You got to get the job done. I actually think the gear is on the way though for her or him.
Yeah, Corona guy said he never got mine either. If it
was a large, no larges have been shipped out for like 3 months. So if it was a large, you're in this batch.
Yeah. If it wasn't a large, then hit us up. Hit Tony up in the Discord. Hit info@RunPure Sports. We'll get you hooked up if it wasn't a large. But let's move on, guys. Let's move on to this loaded 9K range where we're going to spend a lot of time here because there's just so many damn good plays. And Uncle T, I'm going to start with you because obviously you and Tony both love this range. Who is the guy that, like the first guy that pops off the page? Is it JT under 10K? Is it our boy Bryson that I know for a fact the knee houses love, or anyone else in this range?
Yeah, for me, I've been off of him during this run again, for him, below average play in Justin Thomas. But this is the type of course, though, that I'm going to jump back on. Again, the price is right. I don't care about the ownership. We just talked about that. I don't mind starting my lineups at $9,900, Justin Thomas. His results here, hopefully, will keep a little, some people away. 35th, 11th, 75th. He did have a third place finish in 16. So the finishes haven't been as high as the people above him and below him. So his ownership's going to be there. Don't get me wrong. People are going to play him. But for me, I just think it's a great, he's had a couple weeks off. He's going to come in, with a little bit more energy, a little, you know what I mean? So for me, Justin Thomas, he's got some of the best iron play in the world. It's just a matter of getting hot on the greens. And I think, again, he's going to come back a little bit rejuvenated after not playing in since the WGC. So for me, I'm definitely starting my lineups with Justin Thomas. So check into my cores and tiers this week out on the site to kind of get some more information on that. I'm probably going to be out on Bryson, JSU, as much as I like him, and he's not a bad play whatsoever. Probably he'll come in, to be honest, other than Patty Reed down there at 9K, he's probably going to come in the lowest owned out of this group of 9K guys that we talked about that we liked. So from that standpoint, again, if you're an ownership guy, I don't want to keep saying it. If you are, maybe you do get a couple of shares of Bryson because he's definitely going to be lower owned than the guys around him, I think. He's number one in strokes gained off the tee, strokes gained tee to green, par 3 scoring. There's nothing not to like about Bryson. But coming off the win, I typically don't play guys coming off a win, so I'm probably going to pass on him. Webb Simpson is an interesting one. I was on him, Monday and Tuesday, and today I feel like I don't know what I'm going to do with him. He's the one I'm wavering on in this group. Morikawa, I like a lot. And before I go on with my comments here, something I've gotten in some DMs and people asking me this week is first timers at this course. Does it benefit them? Is there a negative or a positive? Normally, I would say guys playing a course for the first time, especially this isn't a major, but it's basically the fifth major, a tough course. If you're playing it for the first time, I would say no. But JSU, these guys that we're talking about, Hovland, Morikawa, Scheffler, we'll get to, Zalatoris, Homa down below. I think it's a different cat right now. You know what I mean? I think it's a different young guys game coming up. And these guys are so talented. The first time out on this course doesn't affect me at all. Does not affect me one bit in my thinking. So that being said, Morikawa and Hovland in that mid 9K range there, or low mid 94, 9,300. I do like those two guys on this course. Morikawa's been playing great. Hovland a couple weeks ago, I had him in my cores 2 weeks ago, and he finished second. And these guys, again, are just different cats. They're really good golfers. They're good tee to green. They have all the confidence in the world. So I like both of those guys. And the guys from 9,200 down, I'm going to let Big T probably talk about, because Cantlay, as good as a play as he probably is, I'm probably going to be out on him, Finau, and Patrick Reed. And Finau I've played quite a bit, but I just feel like he is underpriced, Finau. So if you want to take that approach, I do think Finau, for the way he's been playing, 3 second-place finishes in his last 4 outings is pretty impressive. But for me in this range, I like Justin Thomas up top, and I like Morikawa and Hovland in the middle, and I'm a little undecided on Webb Simpson. So that's where I got.
All right. So that's interesting. You are going to be under or not in on two of the more popular, I think, 9K plays in Patrick Cantlay and Tony Finau. Tony, let's start there with you, and then we can get into the rest of the 9K range, because these two guys are going to be two of the more popular 9K plays. Uncle T says he's out on them. What do you think of Cantlay and Finau first, and then get into the rest of the 9K range?
You're on mute.
I'd help if I'm on mute, but the funny thing is I came back in and I was like, why did I not mute it while I walked out? I thought it was muted, or I thought it wasn't muted. So I was like, why did I not mute it? But then I was, so whatever. Yeah, I mean, so the way I'm constructed my teams, I want to play 3 guys in this range because I love this range so much. The first ones I can throw out. I'll even take it lower, but Patrick Reed, I won't even consider him. He's going to be low owned, but think he's a bad play. Scotty Scheffler, easy fade for me. Berger, easy fade for me. Hideki, easy fade for me. I know those guys are lower, but I just wanted to put that in that same grouping to say, so I want to play 3 of this range: JT, Bryson, Webb, Morikawa, Hovland, Cantlay, Finau, which is what? 7 guys. So I am playing 150 teams on DK, but it's easy for me to get, say all of them are between 15 and 25%, which I think they will be. Maybe one of them comes in slightly lower. Maybe one of them comes slightly higher, but they're going to be somewhere in that range. And I could easily go like 40 to 50% of this whole range and just get above the field, because honestly, I just like them all. None of these guys I feel like are bad plays. I mean, Finau I would probably rank towards the bottom, but then you pull him up, the dude's incredible. I mean, he might not win, but second, fourth, 14th, or tied for 14th, like 8th. I mean, he's just incredible. So do I really want to fade Finau completely? Probably not. And I don't know. So the hard part is, how much of each of them do I get? How do I rank them? So I'll start there. I mean, JT is for sure my number one. I don't even think I've ever played JT, honestly, but this course fits him. He's a little cheaper than he usually is. Like, I feel like he should be like 10.9 and he's 9,900. Same with Bryson, though. I think Bryson should be 10.7 and he's 9,700. So that's one of the reasons I think you can play these guys, is you're getting 1,000 discount on those two mainly. So I would rank them 1, 2 for sure, just because I think they're a class up from the rest of these guys. Like, I think they should be in the tier with Dustin Johnson and Rahm and Rory, those guys. So then to group the rest of them, that's where it gets tough. I mean, Webb and Cantlay, I think, are the 2 safest, but they might not have the most win equity. So you gotta depend on what you're trying to get. Hovland and Morikawa, Finau probably doesn't have a ton of win equity either, just because he never closes. But I mean, you're really splitting hairs with all these guys. I could act like I'm confident with some of them, but the truth is I'm confident in all of them. And if I end up with any of these guys, I'm happy. So just to rank them, just for argument's sake, I'll go JT 1, Bryson 2, and I think it's pretty clearly 1, 2, those guys before the next guys. But then after that, I would go Cantlay and Webb, and then probably Morikawa, Hovland, Finau. But like I said, you're in good shape if you end up with any of these guys. The way I can construct a build, if you play 3 of these guys, you can play a mid 7K guy, and then you can play 2 guys under 7K. And I think there's plenty of guys that we'll get to that fit the build. I'm more than happy playing 3 guys in the 9Ks this week. And I think it'll be unique too. Like, people hate playing the guys under 7K. So I think it'll be a unique build.
Yeah, I hope so. I don't know about that though. I feel like the 3 9K is going to be popular. I hope you're right.
I think 2 will be popular. I don't know if the 3rd will be popular with it though.
Yeah, I'll add on, JSU, I'll add on too about the Bryson thing that I wanted to mention, which is, the pricing came out before this weekend was over, or last weekend was over. So I think if the pricing came out normally like it does on Monday around noon after the previous tournament, I think Bryson would be probably 10-4, 10-5 in that range. So for that sake, if you are a Bryson guy this week, you're definitely getting a discount over what he would have been if pricing came out later. So, and then one other quick thing, I got a Corona guy here in chat talking about, first timers, and it's really not some of the first timers. They got 1 round in last year. Come on, Corona guy. 1 round isn't going to, under 1 round of tournament play, that wasn't really enough for me to, give that full consideration as far as a whole tournament played. So I want to throw that out there.
Yeah, for sure. And the one guy that stuck out to me was definitely Hovland. I mean, you just look at, it seems like he's played like every week, or he's played a bunch of, golf recently anyways. Looking at, besides his 49th finish last time out, 2nd, 5th, 6th, 2nd, 31st, 1st, 15th. I mean, dude's been he's been playing really well. So from a form standpoint, he's got to be one of the guys, the top guys we're looking at here. He's someone who just stuck out the page to me. But yeah, I can't argue with the strategy going 3 9K guys. That's what I, am probably going to do as well. So I like the strategy a lot. One of the things that does though, is as we get into the 8K range, that's just going to lead us to not as many plays in the 8K range, but we're still going to talk about who we would like if we were to play some guys in the 8K range. Uncle T, let's start with you. Who are some guys in the 8K range that you like?
Yeah, you're right. There might not be as many plays because you like that 9K range, but I'll say a couple things. If you wanted to start your build in the 10K range, which we don't like right now, but if you did want to go there and maybe fade some of the higher owned 9K guys, there's plenty of guys in this 8K range that are going to come in way under the radar, some of them under 10%, and they've got some really good course history. They've got some good recent form. So I will say that. But starting at the top, Scotty Scheffler, I'm probably going to be out on. I just need to see, a little. He did finish 5th last tournament, but I'm out on Scotty Scheffler. Daniel Berger's probably my favorite guy of the group. Everybody that's been watching the Strokes Gained on Tuesday show with us know that I'm a big Danny Berger guy. He's won twice, in this last couple months, and just a really good golfer. Comes in off of a 35th place finish after winning Pebble about 3 weeks ago. Doesn't have the greatest course history the last couple years. He does have a T9 finish in 16. But I like Daniel Berger a lot. The one stand I'm going to make, and you guys may disagree with me, and I know most people I've talked to in Discord today have disagreed, but I'm going to make a strong stand against Hideki Matsuyama, and it's probably not going to be a popular take. And more or less, I've been following, golf closely the last couple months. He just hasn't been in the same form that he was in at this time last year when he shot that course record 63 on day one. It's just not the same golfer. Is he a good golfer? Absolutely he is. Could he get hot? Absolutely he can. But I just need to see a little bit more out of him. $8,700 is definitely a fair price for Hideki. He's going to come in at about 8 or 9% owned. So again, if you like that angle, I could see where you would gravitate to him. but I'm not going to play many guys in this range. So for me, I'm hoping people do go to Hideki because I'll be out on him, make a strong stand there. Jordan Spieth's an interesting one. He's got 4 straight top 15 finishes and really playing some good golf. Obviously, now he's in a big boy field with 48 of the top 50 golfers in this field. I'm probably not going to be playing much Jordan Spieth. Terrell Hatton is a guy that I am on board with. Just last week he was over 10K, and clearly it wasn't the field that we've got, but 8,500 for Terrell Hatton. He's been great worldwide the last 4 or 5 tournaments. He disappointed a little bit last week with a 21st place finish, but at $8,500, Terrell Hatton 6th, 7th in the world. I'll take it. Paul Casey's probably one of the safest plays on the board. Him and Fitzpatrick have been playing just some tremendous golf, top finishes, week in, week out. Casey, a couple of top 25 finishes here in his last 3. So I really like Casey and Hatton in the middle. Sung J M's a guy that I pretty much play every week, but again, I don't really want to play too many of these guys. So I'm out on him and I'm out on Fitzpatrick. The 2 interesting ones at the bottom, I'll be anxious to get your all's take on. You got the 2 veterans in course history guys, and Adam Scott and Jason Day. 8,100 and 8,000 are fairly good prices if you do like those 2, but just crushing it course history the last 4 years for both of them. So for right now, I have no conviction on them just yet. I may take one of those guys, depending on how my build goes. But for me, Berger, Hatton, and Casey are my top 3 in this group if I was to go dig into this group.
All right, so there was a lot of information there, Big T, to get to. But before we get into it, Spencer S. says, Big T's drunk. Spencer S., you must be new to the Pinseeker show because that's the goal of the Pinseeker show. Drinks are flowing. I mean, mainly with my guests here, but drinks are flowing for my guests, and we have a good time. So that's what we do on the Pinseeker show, right, Big T?
Yeah, that's the way we do it. The Friday football, the Pinseekers. That's what we do. I mean, the first bottle is almost down. We're working on number 2 here shortly, but it's what we do.
Just so you know, Big T drinks for me and him. That's what he does.
One of these weeks, it's going to happen where you actually get in there and dabble a little bit for us.
Oh, God. I don't know if the people are ready.
And you can come in and dabble a little bit.
I don't know.
If Uncle T's drinking one, you got to.
Yeah, exactly. If Uncle T's drinking one, you got to drink one. I agree with that.
I don't know. Well, maybe. Maybe
Derek Rendering.
Maybe for the Masters. How about that?
Yeah,
maybe
Derek and Chats want to know. He's wanting to know what Uncle T's drinking. I got a little rum and orange juice tonight. That's my go-to. Big T's on the wine. JSU, he drinks like a milkshake or something.
Yeah.
Protein shake.
No, freaking water. Like, that's terrible. For the Masters, he's drinking. Yeah, I like that. For the Masters, we got him locked in.
9:45. You got.
If he would have come in for the March Madness.
You got me drinking.
He needed to come in for the March Madness.
9:45. Oh God. Oh boy.
We'd have him drinking.
All right.
Yeah, he needs to come in for the March Madness. Yeah, he's acting like he's got to do this and that. Oh, he can't come. He's scared of title on the court, I think. I mean, he's scared of getting title in the backyard.
Oh, God.
We might go 2v2. Big T and Uncle T against JSU and title.
Title might be 6 feet, but he's scrawny as all hell, so I'm not scared of Title. He may be tall, but he's scrawny. I'd be scared of him if he was
Can you imagine losing to someone that has hair down to his shoulders? Like, could you imagine that?
It'd be a rough scene.
Whew.
Tony, that's where I just quit playing basketball, even in a pickup sense. I might just quit.
You gotta hang them up.
Poop, and that's it. And unless you're like obviously, if you played like in college or something like that, then you're well beyond us. But Title, no. What does he play?
Title played volleyball in high school. Like, imagine playing volleyball. Like, if you played
Did he really play volleyball? Are you making that up?
I mean, maybe, but the picture I found, I searched his name and his school, and a dude playing volleyball popped up. That's all I can tell you.
It looked like an intramural picture or something.
Yeah. I mean, good luck. I'll tell you this. Look up Title's name in his high school, and I dare you to find something about basketball. Good luck. And the dude's young. Like, I mean, come on, Title.
Let's see here. Double X Hustle in the chat says JSU drinking kids' juice boxes. No, I don't drink juice either. honestly, swear to God, I haven't drank juice. I probably was like 5 the last time I drank juice. I don't drink juice. I just drink water, like water and coffee. Like literally, my whole desk is water and coffee. Like just coffee cups.
Don't be
water.
showing it like you're so proud of it. Like, stop.
That's just what I drink. All right, that's what men drink. They drink water and coffee.
Yeah, and I agree with Mangone. If JSU drinks, he'll fall asleep on the camera again. Mangone got the picture of when JSU fell asleep on camera. I mean, who falls asleep?
Okay, wait a second.
Zoom?
Hold on. We weren't live. Don't get the people twisted right now. We weren't live. It was 4 a.m. and we're sitting on a video chat. And it's like me, Mangone, Tony, and we're talking golf winners or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. And you were too bored.
We were on there for like 6 hours. 6 hours.
Sometimes it takes 6 hours to pick winners. You never know how long it takes.
Let me tell you, we were on there for a while. So, Mangone, you can take that picture and shove it up your ass.
I wish Simon had that picture. Mangone, send that picture to Simon so he can put it on the broadcast for us. Get us that picture. We need to see it on the broadcast, Simon.
Uh-oh. Who's Jordan Niehaus? He says JSU.
That's my son. He's in the other room watching.
Well, how old is he?
He's 21.
He's 21?
Oh, yeah.
God. That was a while ago, Jordan. I got you by a few years. So.
Hey, JSU, that's the matchup. Jordan versus JSU. You guys are going to
wait a second. Is he like actually a good basketball player though? Like
he's younger than you.
Yeah, he's younger than me. I know, and he's got to be bigger than me too. What is he? How
he's
tall?
Definitely not stronger, but he's bigger. He's taller because you're like 4'8". He's definitely taller. He's definitely not.
Is he Big T's height? Is he Big T's height?
No, he's probably 6'1", 6'2", maybe.
Okay.
Hey, JSU, while we're hammering you here before we go on, the chat wants you to say the word drawing again.
Drawing.
One more time.
Drawing.
They were giving you a hard time about drawing.
I can't even remember that. Oh, when I was talking about the free ticket, the free ticket, the drawing for the free ticket. My bad.
There's no R in there before the W. Drawing.
Well, a good segue before we move on is if you weren't here at the beginning of the show, we are running a promo for a free ticket into a $600 contest. All you have to do is subscribe to a monthly package over at Rumpier Sports, and you will get into a drawing for a $600 DK ticket.
That's too good.
I'm pretty sure tomorrow's contest. I'm pretty sure they'll be doing it tomorrow. So check that out. Use the promo code Free Ticket is the promo code Free Ticket. So check that out. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. We're going to give some swag away at 100 likes. So we're at 84 right now. We got 196 people watching, so we can easily get over that 100, right, guys? So let's hit that thumbs up. But let's talk about this AK range because that's where we were before we, got sidetracked here a little bit.
I want to be more defined just because I've been drinking more. I played too many guys in this 9K. I'm going to go ahead and fade Morikawa and Hovland. I'm going to play the guys I like more.
What? You're fading the two guys I like the most?
Good. That's what I want. I don't want to play the guys you
God.
Like. But I'm going to play JT, Bryson, Webb, Cantlay, Finau. Those are my 5 guys in that range.
The best part is, so you're fading Morikawa and Hovland, and Uncle T's fading, Finau and Cantlay. So should I just fade the other 2 9K?
You might as well. Just go ahead and fade the other 2.
Oh, God. The problem is that I never play JT either, like Tony, but I feel like this is the week where if I don't play him, I'm just going to screw myself again, and he's under 10K. So it's tough to say him. I don't think I'm going to play Bryson, though, is the one guy I don't think I'm going to play, which I know hurts Tony's soul, but I just don't think I'm going to go there. I'm definitely playing Hovland and Morikawa, though. There's 100% chance they're in my lineup. So let's move on, though. Let's get this AK range. Tony, Uncle T said a lot about it, and from what I can remember, one of the big things he was talking about was he's not going to be on Hideki. He doesn't like the spot here for him, as maybe some people do off of, last year where everyone saw it, right? Before the COVID, where they canceled everything. Hideki came out and shot that, amazing round and whatever. What do you think about that? And what do you think about Hideki to start off this 8K range?
I mean, what is Finau? Switcheroo with Finau. What did I say? I wasn't playing him?
No, so Uncle T was not playing Finau and Cantley. Just to clarify for people, Big T in the beginning didn't fade anyone. He liked the entire range, and he was just talking about the entire range.
Now I didn't mean to say it if I did.
Snyder's been drinking.
Yeah, come on, Snyder. Snyder goes on the Tuesday show, and now he just thinks he hears things. I mean, he steps up to the plate on the Tuesday show. I mean, the Wednesday show has the test of time. Wednesdays always dominate Tuesdays. It's just what happens. We've always owned those guys. Those guys pick Ricky Flower as a core play on the freaking show.
Hold on. Let me just put the nail in the coffin here. Guys, just so you know, why do you think Uncle T is on
exactly?
All right. This wasn't like a scheduling error, like, oh, Uncle T couldn't make it on Tuesday, so he joined us on Wednesday. No, listen, Uncle T wanted to be on this show because this is where we pick winners, and Uncle T wanted to pick some winners with us. They
were calling him out yesterday on the show, too. They were not happy about him wanting to come to the winning show. I mean, those guys on Tuesdays, they were very sad to see it. They let Snyder, who's also a donkey, join them on Tuesdays. We're going to own them on the Wednesday show. Like, that's what we do. No, Snyder, I didn't say. There's no way I said I would. Play the tape back. If I said I was fading Finau, then I definitely didn't mean to say it because I was never in my head planning to fade Finau. I even said I like Finau. I read off his stats. I said fourth, second. Like I said,
what you said specifically. I try not to listen to everything Tony says, but
you do. Don't pretend like you don't. You love what
he said specifically that he doesn't think that Finau has that much win equity, but he likes him even though he doesn't have that much win equity.
And I think he's still one of the safest plays on the board to top 10. He's always up top. There's nothing wrong with the dude finishing 8th. Like I'll take all my dudes finishing 8th. That's fine. They don't have to win.
Yeah, we can get the tape.
Over-under's Team Wednesday, of course. Everyone's Team Wednesday. There's no one that's Team Tuesday over Team Wednesday. Tell me somebody in the chat that's Team Tuesday. No way. No one's team. Now that we got Uncle T on here too, no way there's any Team Tuesdays.
Well, Snyder might be Team Tuesday after you
Snyder might be Team Tuesday.
I'm going to get crushed next week is all I know. Or AP and Hoop, they got their feelings hurt. They were worried about the ratings last night. Big team moving to Wednesday.
Worried about the ratings. All right.
Anyways, back to this range.
Tell me about Hideki, because that was the one guy I talked about a little bit. What do you think of Hideki?
Yeah, I was saying it a little bit earlier today. I don't even remember who I was talking to at this point. Someone in chat, though. I think Hideki's one of the worst plays on the slate. So I loved hearing Uncle T say that. He doesn't have form. I hope people look back and say, oh, he shot 8 under last year. I had him last year. I've always been a Hideki guy. But a lot like Rory, he's just not in form right now. I'm not going to play him over Cantlay. Cantlay's not even much more. How much more is Cantlay? 500 more. I'm going to find the 500 for Cantlay or the 400 for Finau. Or even, I'll take even, this is going to sound terrible as much as I've trashed him. I'll take Jordan Spieth over Hideki. Like, I don't like Hideki. I think Hideki's one of the worst plays this week, especially with everyone talking about how he crushed last year in this same spot. I couldn't even imagine playing. I'll give my normal line in the NBA. I couldn't even imagine playing Hideki this week. I'll say that. The rest of the range, I don't love the 8Ks. That's one of the reasons I like the 9Ks so much. It just works with my roster construction. Spieth is the toughest, man. I hate Spieth as much as anyone, but you just look at him, and he's so freaking lucky for one, so you get luck on your side. It's an approach putting course, which helps him. I mean, the dude has finished 4th, 15th, 3rd, 4th. Those of you that don't know me, like, I love course history and I love recent history. I'm not a long-term form guy in golf. I'm just not. I'm going to play the guys that are playing good and the guys with course history. And Spieth, what's his course history look like? Let me pull him up real quick. He finished 94. So his course history kind of sucks, which maybe that'll get me off. I mean, 94th, 99th, 80th, 41st. I'm not going to play him that much anyway, so I don't know why I'm even. Spieth is just polarizing, but at least his course history kind of sucks a little bit too recently. I don't know. He's been playing really good, though. I'll say that. Like, if I'm playing 150, I'm not going to completely fade him like I always have. I've always faded him completely. So he's in play. Hatton, I'm not going to play. Casey is fine if you want a 15th place finish for 8,400. I think he's safe, like Uncle T said. I just don't think I'm going to go there. I don't think he has much win equity. He's fine. If you land on Paul Casey as your last guy, go ahead. He's not going to kill you. He's also probably not going to win it for you. He's a perfect guy to just put in there and just, if he's your last piece, it's awesome. Don't force him in there, though. Sung Jae, definitely not playing Sung Jae. I agree with Uncle T. Like, Casey and Fitzpatrick are two guys I could definitely play as my last pieces in, but I'm not forcing them in. Spieth, even for that matter. Spieth, Casey, Fitzpatrick, I have no problem. Scott and Jason Day, the two guys with course history that are big names, supposedly in golf. I mean, they've been close to the top in the world at their highest points. They both got great course history. I mean, Adam Scott, 12th, 11th, 6th, 12th. Jason Day, 8th, 5th, 60th, 1st. I mean, all great course history, but not great recent history at all. I like to check both boxes. I mean, they just don't – I don't think I'm going to play them. I mean, they're both going to be low owned too, which is nice. And you're going to get both of them under 10% owned. Great course history, but I just don't think I can do it. So I'm going to fade them guys, which leaves me with just the three. Spieth, Casey, Fitzpatrick, and not a ton of any of them, just some sprinkles in my 150. More importantly, though, Simon said he's got the picture of JSU, so we need to see it, Simon. Where's this dude sleeping on the where's this at? Put it on
the video chat at 4 a.m. Yeah, where's the
we got to see it.
Sleeping?
Let's go.
I
know it's a delay on the YouTube, so we might not see it for a minute, but
it's up. Simon says it's up. We're just on a delay here.
There it is. Look at my full sleep on the Zoom with the NBA in the background. Oh, it's so good. I just got it my backdrop. Look at my man sleeping. That's a true story, too, chat. That actually happened. He was out cold on the Zoom. Me and Mangone were having a full conversation about winners. Dude is dead ass asleep on the Zoom, snoring. There were snores coming out of the dude's mouth.
The way I looked, there was definitely snores coming out of my mouth. Are you kidding me right now? I was out cold. I don't even know. Did you guys wake me?
No, we just signed off was the best part. We just signed off the Zoom and it went to bed or whatever. You were still sleeping.
Yeah,
how are we going to wake you? There. What do you mean wake you? How were we going? We weren't there. You weren't going to hear us.
You guys were in my ear. What do you mean?
You were sleeping while we were in your ear. There, it's back on the screen. Just leave it up, Simon. Just leave that thing up as we talk.
Oh, God. Tilt your head back and drink some more of that. All right? Just cut it out here. Also, too, Matt picking winners with Mangone at 5 a.m. What was he giving you? The cash cheat?
Mangone is a tournament. Mangone is a tournament sharpshooter.
Mangone is not a tournament. Travis is a tournament stud. Mangone does not do tournaments. Mangone is the cash sheet guy. Travis is the one that fucks and does the GPP stuff.
Jordan Clark said, my man sawing logs. He was definitely sawing logs.
Oh, God.
We're almost to 100 likes, too, for this first piece of gear.
Look at that. All we need to do is put my picture up. We might have to do that every, 20 minutes just to get another like or two. Oh, God. All right. Anything else, Tony? Anything else you want to, embarrass Uncle T next? Do you want to keep going with me?
Me and Uncle T have agreed on most. I told you, don't be surprised if we agree on. We like picking Uncle winners together.
Do you have any embarrassing photos of Tony that we can send to Simon to help me out here?
Do I have them or do I want to give them to you? That's
I mean, first, do you have them? If you have them,
if you come in for March Madness next week, I might release one. I'll release one if you come in for March Madness, and you can do whatever you want with it.
So how do I know that these pictures are legit, though?
Oh, it's one. Oh, well, I'm not giving you pictures. It's not plural. I'll give you one.
I give you one.
That's all you'll need.
Oh, baby. Oh, all right. All right. All right. As we go, let's see here. Let's see. JSU, he obviously has them, but you don't deserve them. Yeah, probably true. All right. Let's move on to the 7K range. Another range where a lot of pretty solid golfers in this range, and I would assume that a bunch of these guys are going to make it into you guys' lineups because you're going to have to play some of these especially the lower 7K guys. Uncle T, why don't you start though? Kind of at the top, work your way down. You got Cam Smith, Tommy Fleetwood, Louis Usti, Justin Rose, Joaquin Neiman, Billy Horschel. Talk about this upper 7K range.
Do you want to go 7,500 and up? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Tommy Fleetwood is this a free show? I need to ask that. Is this for everybody? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Tommy Fleetwood is a very strong play for Uncle T this week. He came in a couple weeks ago. He came over to the States and played a couple tournaments leading up into this week. I was on him a couple weeks ago when everybody passed. He didn't play great, finished with 44th, which was respectable. Last week, I stayed on him, finished T10, got his iron straightened out. And on a course like this, guys, where if wind does come into play, he's a great wind player. And again, he's coming off a couple nice finishes. He loves to play in Florida. Sign me up for some Tommy Fleetwood, 7,900. In my opinion, he could be this week probably $300, $400, $500 more expensive, and I'd probably still like him on this course with the good course history, T5, T7 the last two times out. And I'm pretty sure he had the 36-hole lead in both of those events. So again, likes this course for sure. Tommy Fleetwood is definitely a good play for me this week. Cam Smith, not sure what to do with him. I actually think he's been playing really good. And when Cam Smith plays good, I like to stay on him. He just doesn't check the box of good course history, and that kind of scares me a little bit. He's got an 11th and a 4th place finish the last couple tournaments. Louis Oosthuizen is an interesting guy. He's going to be my opposite of my Hideki take where people might make fun of me. I actually like Louis Oosthuizen this week. Usually plays the tougher courses well, can play good in the wind. The only drawback about Louis is whether or not he might withdraw with a bad back on Saturday morning, But other than that, I mean, Louis Oosthuizen a 6th and 11th place finish. He's got a T2 here a couple years ago. Don't mind him. Justin Rose, pass. I don't like quitters. He quit last week. I don't like that. Withdrew for a little bit back spasms. I don't like that. Joaquin Neiman, probably going to make my core play this week. It was either between him or Abe Answer in this area. Joaquin Neiman leads the tour in ball striking. That's what we want around this course. Doesn't have any course history, but that's fine. Like I mentioned earlier, these types of golfers that are coming in, this new age golfers that are so talented, it doesn't bother me that it's their first time really on the course in tournament play. So I love me some Joaquin Neiman. Jason Kokrak, I've been on and riding the wave the last couple of weeks, and I'm going to stay right on board until he disappoints me. 8th and a 9th place finish the last two weeks that have won me some money playing Jason Kokrak. I'm going to stay with him. Horschel, I'm going to pass. Not that I don't like him. He plays well in Florida, but I can't play everybody in this range. And I like my boy Big Z, Will Zalatoris, right below him. I saw a couple of people online today that he was getting some negative, not press, but negative, like people weren't liking him. And I'm like, great, stay off of him so that I can take him. So 12% owned right now, 10th, 25th, or 22nd, 15th, the last three tournaments. Sign me up for some Will Zalatoris. As you go down again, Abe Answer is another strong play. Just didn't quite make my core this week, but it's a strong range, JSU. I mean, Fleetwood, Oosthuizen, Neiman, Kokrak, Zalatoris. I could live in this upper 7K range and then dip down in that 6K range to finish out my lineup.
All right. Well, you named off a bunch of guys. If you had to pick only one, if there was just one guy in that range that you just named off, who would it be?
Tommy Fleetwood. I think Tommy Fleetwood. I'm gonna have an outright bet on Tommy Fleetwood this week. He's around 40, 41, 42 to 1.
Wait a second. Hold on. Don't jump the gun here, Uncle T. We're gonna get there. All right. I know this show moves a little slower, but that's because of the shenanigans. We're gonna get to the winners. So Hold off on the winners. We'll get
I'm used
there.
I'm used to the Tuesday show staying on course. Hoop and AP run a tight ship on Tuesday.
Yeah, no, we don't run a tight ship. Tony's,
no, we don't run a
Tony's
tight. That's one of the
hammered
reasons
by
Wednesday's better. We don't run no tight ship. We just go with the flow.
Tony's hammered by the 10K range, and then he's making fun of me by the 8K range, and so obviously with you here, it adds a little to it with it. So it's gonna take our time, right, Tony? We take our time with this show, so
we could be on here till midnight. The people like to. That shows you how much I've drank too. Like I looked at the clock to make sure it wasn't already midnight when I said that. I mean, I wasn't completely sure what time it was. So yeah, I mean.
Well, it's not midnight yet, Tony. So you're good. Why don't you talk about this?
I want to know if you're pot committed to actually have some drinks during the Masters show. Is what
I said. What I just say. Whatever I say, I'm gonna do. When have I backed out of anything? When have I backed out of
anything? Record. I wanted it as an official take. Like, is it going to be one bottle, one drink? Like, what is it going to be?
If I drink a bottle, I might just jump out this window over here and start running around with my shirt off.
It's all part of the process. It's all part of what happens.
Hey, before we go on, New York Giant fan 56 said JSU just needed a MyPillow to complete the look there in that picture.
Yeah, I mean, he was. Get that picture back up, Simon.
That's too good.
We need that picture back on the screen because dude was out cold. Me and Mangone were deep in discussion. Like, should we play Bryson? Should we play JT?
That tells you about the discussion. That just tells you about the discussion that was going on between Mangone and Tony.
There it is. It's back on the screen.
Oh, God. That's fine. Just put it as me. Just leave that picture as myself. Like,
what?
Take me out.
Like, when did you wake up? Like, do you remember? Like, how long after did you wake up?
No, I woke up when you guys were still on because I remember.
No, we were long gone.
No, you weren't.
No, you weren't. Mangone's still in here watching. You weren't. We shut the Zoom down. Stop.
No, you weren't.
No, Mangone. Get Mangone on here. We need Mangone on this show.
I did go right back to sleep, though.
Simon, send Mangone the league.
Stop
this guy, you weren't awake. You were out cold when we signed off.
Tony, yes, I was. I'm telling you right now, I was awake when you guys were signing off because you made fun of me before I left.
No,
I remember this.
No, completely wrong. Completely inaccurate.
Okay, you keep drinking. Let's believe the person who's hammered right now.
Oh, try to blame it on the alcohol to get out of it. Come on.
I'm not blaming it on anything. I didn't lie about anything. The picture's gone up multiple times.
You don't remember? You were sleeping. You were out cold. You don't remember when we got off.
Okay, Tony.
Anyways, back to the high 7K range. I got one guy, so I got to make fun of my boy K. So those of you that aren't members that Run Pure, one of our best people, does everything for the company. K Fallick, well, probably the best person. Does more than me. Does more than Uncle T. More than JSU. More than Hoop. K Fallick freaking crushes Discord. Crushes every sport. This dude earlier in chat, I get on him just like I would get on these two, is talking up Frankie Molinari. This dude, Molinari had the full shanks last week, like 10 cup when he had the hat on with the device where he was trying to get his swing going. Molinari, I played him last week. He might have even been in my core. I don't remember what my core was. He screwed me though. I had Molinari. He legitimately had the shanks. You cannot play a dude that has the shanks, K Fallick. Yeah, his long-term history might be okay, but the dude picked up the shanks last week. If you play Frankie Molinari this week, this is what's fun about doing these shows, because if it goes wrong, people come back and make fun of you. I'm not even worried about it. You can't play Frankie Molinari this week. He is not in play, but I agree with Uncle T, the rest of this range. Oosthuizen going to be a super low-owned guy that can crush at this course. Always a withdrawal candidate, which scares you, but he is. I mean, he's going to be 5% owned. He could top 10 for you. He could top 5 for you. He's good in wind. He's good in these conditions. Like him a lot. Kokrak has been awesome, like Uncle T said. I mean, we got pull up his recent history. I mean, we got 8th, 9th, 32, 41st. I mean, no miscuts in his last 6 or 7 events. Exactly what you want from a guy that's 7,700. solid and low owned. Max Homa similar to Kokrak. I mean, they're very similar plays, honestly. You look at Homa recently, great recent history going 10th, 22nd, 1st, 7th, 42nd, 18th. I mean, it's basically the same play as Kokrak. Same price range, same ownership, same recent history. Everything makes those guys a good play. Willie Z, same thing, great play. All better plays than Frankie Molinari. I like this range a lot. And it fits with that 9K range where you can play one of these guys in this range. That's what I'm saying. Like, the roster construction is so easy for me this week where you play 3 of the 9K guys, you play one guy in this range, and then you play 2 guys in the lower range where there's a lot of good plays in that range too. So I think the roster construction is super, super easy this week. And so, yeah, in this range, the only guys I'm completely fading, Frankie Molinari, Harris English, I struggle a little bit with, but just because of how much I like the rest of the range. I like Neiman, I like Usti, Kokrak, Homa, Willie Z. I like them all just more than Harris English. So I'm probably going to fade Harris English, even though he's probably not the worst play in the world. 7,500. Abe Answer and Corey Connors are maybe 2 of the best plays on the slate, price based. I mean, 7,500 and 7,400 for 2 ball strikers, 2 guys that just strike the ball great. I mean, Corey Connors can't putt. Like Uncle T was tilted last Sunday watching him. He can't putt, but dude is a freaking ball striker. 7,400, just a great play, Corey Connors. And Abe Answer, so I've kind of grouped the people together. Abe Answer is basically the same play as Corey Connors. He's going to be safe. He's going to get you there. He may not win, but, man, Abe Answer is a good play this week. I love Abe Answer and Corey Connors. If you can play both of them, I encourage you to do it because they're probably my 2 favorite plays in the 7K range, honestly. And Sergio in that same range, I think you can play Sergio. He's won here. Good history here. Sergio's a ball striker. Sergio will always be a ball striker, and he's going to be low owned. So give me some Sergio too. He's not going to make my main team because my main team, I can't play Sergio over Abe or Connors. But Sergio, if you're playing 150 or 20 or even 10, Sergio could easily be the guy that gives you some leverage over those other guys and gets you there. I agree with Uncle T, though. All these guys in this range are very, very good plays. Like I said, my roster construction's easy. 9K guys, this range, and then guys under 7K, which means guys from below Corey Connors on. I'll just keep going, and then Uncle T can talk about it. But all these guys I'm fading. Russell Henley, fade. Ricky Flower, obviously a freaking fade, which is crazy because, I mean, Ricky Flower, 7,400. He was in the 9Ks at one point, maybe even higher. Who knows? He just has lost it. It's crazy that I could tell you right now that he's going to be 1% owned at 7,400, and we still can't play him. That's how far he's fallen. It's incredible that we can't play him. Just looking at the rest of the range, Sammy Burns, that's another guy that's Snyder. Snyder has picked the winning player of the golf tournament for the last 6 weeks. His article on the bet side, just pure fire. Snyder crushes the Showdown content. I love my boy Snyder. He's wrong about Morikawa over Bryson. And he likes Sam Burns. First of all, JSU, when we did these shows last year, who was the original Sam Burns guy? Me. But he can't play in these fields. These fields are too good for him. He's not good enough.
There was no one touting Sam Burns more than BigT. There was literally nobody.
He's just not like, that was when he was 6,600, 67. Yeah, he's only 73 now, but I still feel like he's getting a little too much traction. I don't like him. Tringali, don't like him. Kuchar, it's not 1998. I don't like Kuchar anymore. Kisner, Westwood played good last. I'm not playing any of these guys below Corey Connors because of how much I like Abe Answer and Corey Connors. I'm going to get a refill while Uncle T talks about all those dudes.
Well, there you go, Uncle T. I mean, Sam Burns, Big T thinks is, just not honestly, he says he's a little too priced up, but at the same time, the field is just so much stronger too. for a guy like Sam Burns. Do you agree with the Sam Burns take? Anyone else in the low 7Ks that you like? Siwoo Kim, anyone like him is someone who obviously has upside, but all has the downside. I think Brendan Todd is interesting. What do you think?
Yeah, first off, that was a lot to digest from Big T. I think he might go back and get him his third bottle here. But, Corey Connors is a guy that, again, was in my core plays last week. He was in my main team and finished well. Second place finish last week. Just can't putt. I'm going to make a strong stand, and it might come back to bite me. Again, you can't play all these guys. I mean, I'm not going to play 45 guys. So similar to the Hideki call earlier, JSU, I'm going to fade probably Corey Connors, and it's not because I don't think he's a good play. It's just I like too many guys that I mentioned in that above, 7,500 up that I just mentioned a little bit ago, and I'm not going to play like 12 of these guys. So you got to make a couple stands, and Hideki was one of mine in the 8K range, and Corey Connors is one down there. I do think he's going to be owned. And before I go on, there's a bunch of guys in chat here talking about like Answers 15% owned, still love him. JD, well, first off, I got him at around 11, which, if you would listen to the show, like earlier when we talked about ownership, don't worry about ownership. You can always find lower owned guys. Don't worry about 15% owned. If you like a guy at 15%, take him. Don't come off of him because of 15% ownership. And then these guys are asking about Sammy Burns. What has he done? Sammy Burns, he's finished 3rd, 39th, 22nd, 18th his last 4 outings, and he's $7,300. So what is not to like about Sammy Burns? He's not 8K. He's not 8,500. So to answer that question in chat, absolutely, I like Sammy Burns at $7,300. It just brings you upside with value, or value with upside, I should say. So, but to go back up top in that 75 below JSU, Russell Henley, I have a little bit of interest in. Doesn't have the greatest course history, but pretty good iron player, and somebody I might be looking at as you go down. Ryan Palmer's a guy that I don't typically like to play on water courses because he has a knack to hit on to find the water, but he's been playing some good golf. Coming off a couple outings there, 54th, 42nd might keep people away. Had a second place finish sandwiched in there. Again, these guys down here we know have no win equity or very little win equity. We all know that, and they're down here for a reason. They're probably hoping to get as a top 15 or a top 20 down here. So when we mention guys down here, it's not like we think they got a lot of win equity. So keep that in mind. Kevin Na is a guy that is played some pretty good golf. One event about 5 weeks ago, 11th place finish last week. I do like Cameron Tringale, so I'm going to differ on this one with Big T. Hoop and I have been on Cameron Tringale the last 4, 5, 6 weeks. What's not to like about his form for 7,200? 31st, 26th, 7th, 17th. Has pretty good course history here. Again, sign me up as another value guy on him. And I'm going to skip over the other 7,100 guy, JSU, because I'm going to let you talk about him. But Cam Davis, another guy, missed cut last week. I'm not going to let one missed cut bother me with Cam Davis. He's been solid the last 3, 4, 5 weeks. Sometimes when a guy misses a cut that's been playing good golf, you can't let one cut, hold it against him for one cut. I think that keeps his ownership down a little bit. I like Cam Davis. The last guy I'll talk about in the low 7K range is Chris Kirk. It's kind of rejuvenated his career a little bit. He took a little bit of time off. He's back. He's playing some good golf. He's a good ball striker. Can get hot with the putter. 8th, 16th, a cut, and then 16th. So again, I see a lot of value in this low 7K range. The whole 7K range in general for me is strong this week, where normally it's not as strong.
Yeah, you talked about a lot of guys there. Tony, I noticed that Uncle T didn't bring up Mr. Bazootenhout. What do you think of? Well, you call him Boozenhosen because he's not good enough to have his name be called right. Bazootenhoot, however it's actually pronounced. What do you think of Baz or Boozenhosen, as you like to call him?
I mean, I think he's a decent play. I mean, he's been decent. He got 7th last week.
Say it with your damn chest if you're gonna say his name.
Well,
I mean, don't say it like. Don't give me like
Mr. Buzenhosen.
I think he's an okay play, guys. Like, no, either tell me he's a good play or tell me he's a bad play. I don't want okay.
Yeah,
I want good or bad.
I don't like him. I want to sell myself on him because honestly, this is the truth. I'm always honest as people. That's why they like these shows. I was gonna say I liked him, and then I just clicked on him, and man, 32nd, 53rd, 22nd, 12th, 38th, 50, 55th. He's fine. I mean, I think he's okay, but I think he's gonna get a little bit of traction. I don't know. He's fine. I'm not like excited to play him. I don't know. I like him more than Tringali though. Tringali reminds me last year of Scotty Shep. I can't agree with Uncle T all night. It wouldn't be fun.
What's not to like about Tringali though? There's no case you can make not to play him at 7,200.
I think
None.
he's going to miss the cut. Is my case.
Well, he could. Well, hell, there's 134 golfers that could miss the cut.
He reminds me of Scotty Scheffler last year though, where like everyone loved him because he beat up on the weaker fields, and then he stepped up in class a little bit, and then went back to earth in a hurry. I just don't think he's good. I don't know. I don't like him.
I don't like him.
I don't think he's very good. And people, another thing that annoys me too about these low guys like the 7Ks, and our boy Coop does great work for us, NASCAR, different things. He'll always go off about how, this guy's going to be chalky. And they're like 11% owned at 7K. Like that is not chalky from the people that play NBA and stuff like that, where dudes are 70% owned. If a dude is 11% owned, is that ever chalky, JSU? Like 11%? Is that even considered chalky?
I mean, I consider chalky to be like 40+%. That's
what's so great about golf. Like no one's 40%.
Yeah, it very rarely happens where a guy is 40. I mean, it does happen sometime, but very rarely does it happen, or we see it. For sure.
In the higher stakes, like you could see some of the really good play, but like in the Millie Maker, the $10 or whatever it is this week, Millie Maker.
Yeah, because in those people will go under or over. It's either under or over, right? It's not really in the middle a lot. People go under on the chalkier guys because it's the Millie Maker. That's what people do.
Some guys in this range, though. One guy I don't want to forget about is Westwood. I mean, the dude's a ball striker. He's coming off a really good showing. He's not going to be owned. This course should fit a guy like Westwood. Let me pull him up real quick. What was he doing before last week?
He's got his lady on the bag.
Got his lady on the bag, both bags.
He's got his lady on both bags.
So, man, he didn't have – I mean, he had decent form before that, 61st, 50, 17, 62nd. Not incredible form, but the dude is a ball striker. Lee Westwood's been a ball striker forever. I mean, that's why everyone has enjoyed his career. I mean, he's had a great career, even though he hasn't won a ton of tournaments. He's another guy that doesn't make a ton of putts when it matters, but he's a ball striker. I don't think we can forget about Lee Westwood at 2% owned in this range. I like some guys in this lower range. I mean, Buzenhosen, Poulter's always in play at 7,100. I mean, could you imagine playing Phil Mickelson? This is JSU's guy. JSU always plays Philbert. Talk about Philbert, JSU. Look, you got excited when I said Philbert.
So the one time I played Phil Mickelson, because Tony called me out about it, and the dude came out and shot a crazy first 3 days.
Yeah,
I mean, he was like leading the field after day one. He was in the top 5, day 2 and 3. Like, I forget, like day 4, he dropped for sure, but he was only like 6,900 or whatever it was. And Tony literally destroyed me that week of the show, like absolutely destroyed me for even bringing his name up. And I just so happened to bring his name up on maybe the one good week he's had all year last year. So that felt good. I don't think I can do Phil Mickelson.
Like, do you see this chat? And there's like a handwritten note from some dude in the Discord chat. Those of you that run Pure, it's got 10 names on it, like written in like, I don't even know what is this thing. Do you see the chat?
Tell me Buzenhosen.
Which chat?
In the golf chat in the Discord, it says, There's 10 names on it. I don't know what this means. I don't even know. Obviously, I've been drinking. It says Cantlay, Webb, Hatton, Finau, Morikawa, Day, Will Z, Cam Smith, Fleetwood, Neiman. It's all studs. I don't know what the list means, though. Is that the top 10 for the tournament? I wouldn't be surprised if that was the top 10, how it finished. Whoever put this in there.
Did he put Big Abe Answer in there? Because I don't remember his name.
I didn't see Abe Answer, but the rest of the list looked somewhat legit.
I like it. I like some Abe. All right.
Abe Answer is a great play this week.
Yeah, he's one of my favorites in the 7th.
Maybe my toughest decision of the whole week is going to be Abe Answer versus Corey Connors. I'm really struggling with which one of those two I'm going to play.
I like him and Neiman. I'm going back
Abe
and
Answer.
on those two guys.
Big Abe, I'm going to go with
Hey, real quick, JSU, I want to get in chat. Hold on, I want to get in chat. Beast Mode was saying that this isn't the greatest field or not the best field. The field's much better, but the Genesis field was stacked. Beast Mode, appreciate you listening and watching. But 48 of the top 50 in the world ranking are in this tournament, so I don't know how you can get much more of a stacked field. Brooks Koepka and Matthew Wolff are the only two not in the tournament, so not sure where, unless I'm missing something. Are you guys missing something there?
No, this is the best field of the year because the other majors all have like different things where these guys can get in or these people can't get in or different things. This is the best field of the year, top to bottom. It just is. Like that's why the prize money is it's the highest prize money, right?
15 million.
Yeah, I mean, it's the best field there could be.
Well, so we got to bring it down to the I guess the worst plays on the field, the 6K range, which are probably some of the worst golfers in the field, by ranking or whatever. And is there any gems we can find in the 6K range? Tony, I know this is something you always pride yourself on, finding that one gem down here. Do we have a gem down at the bottom in the 6K range that we can look to?
Yeah, I mean, just to start at the top, just looking through it, I mean, one of my total favorite players in the field is Brian Harman. I mean, the dude is 6,900. He's always good on these approach shot courses. He's made 12 out of 13 cuts on the thing here. I mean, he's got no top, he's got an 8th at the American Express, a bunch of 25th place finishes. But what do I want? When I'm playing 3 9K guys, I'm fine with my 6,900 guy getting 25th. Let him get 25th. Make the cut. My 9K guys are the ones that have to win it for me. Yeah, Brian Harman's not going to win this tournament. He's not good enough to win this tournament, but he's freaking really safe to make this cut at 6,900 and finish 25th, which is always what I want out of the 6,900. I love Brian Harman this week. I'm always going to love Brian Harman on approach shot courses where if you hit the fairway and you hit the green, you're going to score good. I'll take Brian Harman on those courses. Keegan Bradley's been playing a little bit better. Let me pull up Keegan here. Keegan Bradley, always a ball striker. He's another guy that can't putt at all, but he's a ball striker. He finished 10th last week, 60th, 22nd. A lot of risk to Keegan Bradley because he does miss cuts when it goes bad. A lot of water out there, like Uncle T said with some of these guys. He can definitely find the water here and there because he's just a high ups, high downs type player, but he's a ball striker, 6,900. Don't hate him. Let's look. Zach Johnson, I saw some stat. I know me and Uncle T have hated Zach Johnson forever. He's made some crazy amount of cuts in a row, though. He's made, let me pull it up. He's made all 10 cuts. I think he's made 14 straight cuts or something. If a dude 6,800 it's the same thing I just said about Brian Harman. If you guaranteed me Zach Johnson's going to make the cut and finish, we always have this conversation in NBA. If this guy gets you this many points, would you play him? If you guaranteed me Zach Johnson would make the cut and finish 40th, would I play him? I probably would, honestly. If you guaranteed me on every team my 6,800 guy would finish 40th, I think I'd play him. I mean, that might not be right. That might not be wrong, but I'll take my chances, and he makes a lot of cuts in a row. I know AP is on Charlie Hoffman, and AP, I'll talk trash to him about some stuff. These cheap guys, he always hits on these cheap guys. Always. Every week when I make fun of him, this guy, that guy, the guy will end up crushing. And this week he loves Charlie Hoffman. So I have to take notice. And Charlie Hoffman's been playing better. Let's look at his course. Let's look at his history real quick. 10th, 52nd, 7th, and then before that he missed a few cuts, but good form. And Charlie Hoffman has always been a guy that pops up in big events like this. And he'll just, like, I wouldn't be so shocked if you see Charlie Hoffman leading after the first round. Like, we always see this from Charlie Hoffman. And I know Snyder posted in his article about first round leaders. I have no idea. We'll get into the odds after this lower range. But first round leader, I mean, he's got to be 200 to 1 or 150 to 1. I don't hate that for first round leader Charlie Hoffman because he's done it in the past. Going lower, let me see if anything sticks out. Grillo at 6,700 has good course history. Ball striker, don't hate him. Henrik Stenson has had a lot of issues, but 6,700 for Henrik Stenson, you can take a stab with that maybe. Keep going down. Richie Wierenski, last week, I'll give Hoop credit. So I'm going to give credit to the Tuesday crew back-to-back here. Last week, freaking AP comes out and says his play or whatever they were doing, Ricky Flower. And then Uncle T comes back and says, I'll take Justin Rose. And Uncle T can tell me if this isn't correct because it might not be. But he takes Justin Rose. And then Hoop, instead of taking a 7K guy or the whatever range it was, he says, I don't even need the 7K. I'll take Richie Wierenski at 6,100. Goes all the way down to the bottom, and then Richie Wierenski freaking finishes. What did he finish? Top 10 for sure, right?
Fourth.
What did he finish?
Fourth
place. I mean, the dude, I'll give Hoop credit. 6,100. He just went and take him. He finishes fourth. This week, he's 6,400. On top of it, he has good course history. So he's playing really good right now. The last 2 years at this course, 47th and 23rd for Richie Wierenski. Again, the same point I just made about the other guys. If you told me he's going to make the cut and finish 40th, I'm thrilled for 6,400 because my dudes in the 9K range are the dudes that need to win it for me. So if he does better, great. But I just want him to make the cut and finish 30th or 40th or 25th or anything better is just gravy for me. And this is where JSU always makes fun of me because he says you need guys to finish 1st through 6th or something, which is his philosophy. I like the guys that make the cuts and make.
You just don't you play guys with upside in any sport. Like so in any.
But these 6K guys don't have upside.
Okay, but hold on. I don't care what sport you play. It doesn't matter to me. You don't play guys with baked in no upside. Like you just don't do it. I don't understand.
Who's the 6K guy that has upside?
I'm not saying that maybe the 6K range just isn't a great range to have multiple guys from. Maybe you should only have one 6K guy. Maybe that's a rule that you should make when you're optimizing your 150. Like that's a rule that I'd probably make, honestly, in a field like this, not in a field that isn't stacked. In a stacked field like this, where there's, what did you guys say, 48 of the 50 best golfers in the world in this field. Like, no way do I want to have a ton of 6K plays from here when we've got 48 of the 50 best golfers in the world. Like, wouldn't you agree with that?
Yeah, JSU, I will say this, though. I'm kind of indifferent on the whole topic, to be honest, because I think it all matters. All depends on your roster construction, though. It always will, and it always should. If you're going to go up over 10K and start there and then somehow grab a 9K guy, you are going to need more than a 6K guy. There's no way you're going to be able to do it unless you go all the way to 6,100. So while I'm not disagreeing, I think it does matter on what kind of roster construction you make. If you start in the 9K range and only take 2 of those guys, you may not need to go into the 6K range at all if you like some of those low 7K range. So I do think it matters.
It's not even the range, though, Uncle T. It's the player in the range. And, like, when you tell me that,
who's the 6K guy that has upside, though?
No, but stop. You know what I'm talking about.
No, I don't. I don't know what you're talking about.
So back when we were doing this show consistently during COVID, you would talk of Jimmy Furyk. Anywhere from
like Jimmy Furyk.
Stop.
He makes
from
the cut.
6,800 to 7,1. His price ranged around that. You would talk him up every time. And literally, I would go in and say, Tony, show me an event where the dudes put up over 60. You couldn't find it. Like, you couldn't find any. And you're like, oh no, but he's still in play. I'm like, how is he still in play? Like, I can at least go and find people in the 6K range that have shown me 70 plus upside, 80 upside. There have been people that have done it in this range. Not that they do a consistency. I just clicked on Lucas Glover's name not the last time he played, the time before that, he had 77.5. Like, okay, that's someone. Jimmy Furyk, like the most he had at that time was like a 61. And that was out of his last like 10 or 15 events. So don't tell me a guy has upside, but the guy hasn't shown upside. But you look for, what's your two things you look for?
Making
Recent
the damn
form,
cut's what I look for.
Recent form and course history. That's what you said you look for.
And making
so
the
don't
cut. I
come
want
here
cut
and
makers.
tell people that, and then give me Jimmy Furyk, who recently sucked, or not now, because you guys have said he's playing good, but back then he sucked. Don't give me that bullshit.
I would love to disagree with Big T on this and side with JSU.
Tell him.
But I just can't. You guys that know me, I disagree, JSU.
I don't know how you can disagree with
Well,
a guy
again,
that has no upside.
Yeah,
It's
you're
not the range, though.
What?
It's not the range, though. It's the player.
Who's going to win in the 6Ks? Show me one dude that's going to win.
I'm not saying they have to win. I'm saying they have to have some upside from a DraftKings scoring
Richie Werenski just got 4th.
Yes. Okay, he does.
But he doesn't have crazy upside, though. I would still argue that his upside isn't that high on a normal basis.
JSU, let me
high,
skip.
But okay, like Ricky Werenski, 80, 89, 56, 88, 63, 90, 33, 94. You don't have to finish crazy high to have a decent.
My point is, though,
this
is my point, JSU. This is my point.
What's your point?
If all my 6K guys make the cut, I'm going to print money. I'll tell you that much right now. I am going to print. I don't care where they finish. I am going to print. I promise you, JSU. If all my 6K guys make the cut, I will print money. I guarantee it. Like, I guarantee it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I might not win first
too.
place.
And I think a thing to remember too is, what does that get you up?
I hate that thinking, though. You always think that way.
Okay, JSU.
You know
JSU, hold on. JSU.
You know we're just different, though.
I'm not even going to give you my picks yet under 7K. Tony gave his. Okay, so based off of the premise of the argument you're making, why don't you go ahead from the 7K down here and give us your example of who you would take down below here? I want to hear it.
I just gave you one with Werenski. I literally just gave you one.
That's one
now
that he
you're
gave.
Gonna make me go dig through people right now real quick because I haven't really.
Put him on the spot. Put him on the spot. Let's go.
Let's see here. You talk about yours while I dig through this.
All right. Again, I definitely agree with Big T. You need guys down here. If you are going to dip down in here, it is about what it allow you to get up top. And if you can get a made cut in the 20th, 25th, even a 30th place finish by a 66, 67, $6,800 golfer, I'll take it 10 days out of 10. There's no doubt about it. Brian Harmon and Keegan Bradley, they're two good guys that have been playing good. I will disagree with Big T on this a little bit. Like, Brian Harmon is a similar type of golfer in my mind to Cameron Tringali. Steady golfer. They're never really going to win a tournament. They have hardly any winning upside, but they make a lot of cuts. They're going to finish anywhere in that 15 to 35 range generally. So I think those guys are very similar in my mind anyway about making a cut and getting you into the weekend with again, a 6 of 6 lineup possibly. But as I go down, I agree with the Charlie Hoffman call. If you can avoid an occasional withdrawal from Charlie too. I mean, Charlie's about my age. So, occasionally he'll get out there on a Saturday morning and it's a little chilly and his back kind of flares up. But Griot, I like. Matthew Neesmith has shown a lot of upside the last couple weeks. Harold Varner, Brendan Steele, I always feel like I like more than I should. He's a good ball striker. Generally has a little bit of trouble on the greens as you go down all the way. Again, Rowinski's down there. Rory Sabatini's in that group. Decent course history. Nick Taylor, Jonathan Vegas. One guy I really like at 6,300, Andrew Putnam. You won't find anybody else down below. He's got a 4th, a 5th, 32nd place finish the last 3 weeks. And he's $6,300. So he could be our total punt play down there. Andrew Putnam at 6,300. But again, these guys I'm not going to try to use a whole lot, but there are 5, 6, 7 guys that you can definitely play at in this group.
Uncle T, that was the first name that I found, Andrew Putnam. Right when you started talking, that was the first name that I found that I was like, all right, this is someone I can get behind for sure. So, I mean, there's not many. Honestly, I'm not going to make builds where I'm going to have more than one 6K guy because I just don't have many that I like. I don't like Brian Harmon as much as Big T. I get it from a cut standpoint that he's done well, but I'm just not going there. My guys are probably going to be guys like Gim, Andrew Harmon, Andrew Putnam, Warinsky. I don't know, Vegas, maybe Johnny Vegas. You know, those are the guys I'm looking at. Real quick, Big T, am I missing anyone that you think is just such a good play that I didn't call out?
I mean, as you guys were talking, I was literally, because I haven't run my 150 yet. Obviously, I never do. I was just going through here and clicking names and deleting them as we went. I mean, just to look at a few more. I mean, if you're playing 150 teams, we've talked about this a ton on this show. If a guy is going to be under 1% owned, you can go 5% on a guy and you're way above the field. Like, so Sung Kang, I know everyone always makes fun of me because I like this dude. He's 6K. He's probably going to miss the cut a decent amount of the time. But in a 150 build like the Millie Maker, it's a $10 Millie Maker. You have to do something different where maybe you just get lucky, and maybe the dude does. So the last 3 years, he's finished 47th, 30th, and then he missed the cut. If Sung Kang gets 30th for 6K, that is absolutely massive. So I'm going to put him in. You could play 5% of him. You don't have to go crazy. Play 5%, you're way above the field. Putnam, Warinsky, Sabatini. I love the Uncle T call because Sabatini's missed 3 straight cuts, which I hate. I don't like the recent trend, but he's good course history. And the dude is 6,400. He's always been an irons guy. He could easily pop up in top 10 this thing. Sabatini. Kyle Stanley gets hot at times for 6,500. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got like 10 guys under 7K that are going to be in my player pool. Keegan Bradley, Sebastian Munoz, Harmon, Zach Johnson, Charlie Hoffman, Streelman. Streel Daddy can always pop up and get you a top 10. Griot, Stanley, Sabatini, Warinsky, Putnam, and Sung Kang. Those are my guys under 7K.
You're always a Rory Sabatini guy.
I actually hate him is the funny thing, but the dude is 6,400. I mean, the dude is just
he wears some of the worst gear out there. Him and Justin Rose. Kevin, they wear some of the worst gear out there ever.
Sabatini the last 2 years, 35th and 30th. So, I mean, if he finishes 30th, I'm fine with that. I mean, I don't know. He's 6,400. He's going to be 1% owned. Again, play 5% of these guys. You don't have to play a big percentage of these guys. Take a little stab on them.
He's a guy too, Tony. Back when we were doing these shows before, he was in the 7K range.
He was even in the 8K some of those range. Weaker events.
So there's definitely some value on that price from what he was before when we were doing them, at least. I do remember that. Dude in the
chat, JD, come on. It's a $20 Millie Maker, not 10. Okay, it's $20. Well, I'm sitting here drinking. What are you going to – $10 or 20? What's the difference?
I'll say this. Uncle C in the chat says JSU has better takes when he's napping.
I agree with that. Yeah, I agree.
I don't know about that. JSU gets some strong takes going. I will say. You might not agree with all of them, and that's fine, but I will say I'm not saying all of them are right, but I'll say some of them are pretty decent. I'll give myself credit for some. So Tony likes to change my takes up, though. I just want people to know this, and he does it all the time. And see, that's why he's smiling and laughing, because he knows it's not what I say exactly, but he'll twist my words just so he can get. He does it all the time too. It drives me nuts. He does it just to pick on me. He just wants to pick on me constantly. So that's fine though. I can take it. He knows too. In a real fight,
did either one of you guys mention Doug Gim at 6,200? It feels like okay. I do like that. At 6,200, it feels like, again, just real cheap for a guy that's been playing some decent golf. So
the Gim Reaper is 6,200?
Yeah.
Yep.
It feels like that's too cheap.
I do like that. I was going to make fun of you too when you said him because he made me mad last week. He didn't play very. The dude shot 81 on Sunday for. I know the course was tough, but the dude shot 81. But 6,200, I can't even make fun of it. I got to add him to my player pool. 6,200. I think he's a great play.
Yep.
He did shoot 81 for us on Sunday though. Woo.
I'm pretty sure, isn't he one of the guys AP's been on? He's been another cheap guy that AP's
I was on him last week.
Up. Yep.
I'm going to add him to the player pool. 6,200 is too cheap for, and it's another guy where play 5% and you're above the field.
All right. Well, there you go, guys. We did get over that 100 mark, Big T. Let's see if we can get to 150 before the show ends. We'll definitely give out one piece of gear. Maybe two if you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Maybe we'll give out two if we can get to 150, but we'll for sure give out one while Big T's pulling up the odds. Because
who's JD? It says JD eats pace. JD hits the reverse bench. Who's JD? What am I missing?
I have no idea who JD is.
Oh, JD's the dude in chat. I see what you mean.
Oh,
yeah.
$10 is the JD does hit the reverse bench. That's true. Yeah. I mean,
keep swinging them back
in there and saying that it's 20, not 10. The point was still the same. Like if you put 20 teams in, 150 doesn't matter. The thing could be any amount. It's just the amount of teams you're putting in.
That's it. It's just the amount of teams you're putting in.
It could be 5,000. Like it's just a matter of teams.
I do appreciate you, JD, for trying to give some shit because I like when people give Big T shit. People don't give Big T shit a lot anymore.
I take literally more harassment than everyone else combined.
The best part is that Big T might actually take more harassment. But I
do.
I take more shit from Big T than the whole chat combined can give shit to Big T. So that's why I take so much crap from him on a daily basis. You don't even know. We're only on these shows for like an hour. All right. I talked this
an hour. We're already on for 2 and we haven't even got to the winners yet.
Well, we're gonna get there, right?
I guarantee the Tuesday show doesn't go for 2 hours, 3 hours. I'll tell you that much.
No way. They couldn't handle that. They're in bed by now, most of them.
I guarantee they're sleeping. There's no way. I challenge them right now. There's no way AP or Hoop are going to get in this chat right now. No chance.
I think Snyder would be in this chat right now.
Snyder's probably in there right now because he's a grinder. He likes winners.
That's right.
I will say this. Right. Can I add this in? You're right. We wouldn't go more than an hour and 15 minutes probably on Tuesday. But our boy Holden has been crushing me in Discord because I'm way late to the Wishbone. So they've been recording the Wishbone.
Oh, they're waiting for the Wishbone. The Wishbone, we don't. Yeah.
The Wishbone is going to have to wait, Uncle T. You got to give winners on the show.
No, they're already done. I told them this came first.
They're already done. They already recorded it.
They're in the middle of it now.
Well, that's all right. Next week for the Wishbone, guys.
Mangone in chat. Get Mangone on here.
Yeah.
Mangone's in chat.
OG Tuesday crew. No, Mangone is a Wednesday guy. Come on, Mangone. Was he on the Tuesday crew?
No.
So
he might have filled in one week.
When we were talking about back in the day when we did these shows, Mangone was the host of the Tuesday show. That is true.
JSU, though, seriously, how long have you think AP and Hoop have been sleeping right now? It's 10:50 on the East Coast.
I would say for probably about 49 minutes because they probably put their kids to bed around like 9:30, 10. So
AP's got like 1 or 2 hours behind. I don't know if Nebraska, I think it switches whether it's East or Central. I don't know if he's an hour or 2 behind us, but he goes to bed at like 8:30.
Wait, so it's like 9 o'clock where he is right now? 10 o'clock? Oh my God.
Yeah.
He's still asleep. I
guarantee he's asleep.
Right now.
There's no way AP, without anyone calling him and like tipping him off to this, there's literally no chance AP or Hoop.
Snyder, don't you dare. Snyder.
Yeah, don't tip him off. If you tip him off, it doesn't count.
Rubio,
hold on.
Guys in chat, don't you dare say nothing. We want it to be authentic if he comes in this, which he would have already said something in the chat. So you're obviously not here.
Look who showed up in chat. Picnic boy himself, Rubio Dimes.
JSU, did you hear this? This dude took his lady on a picnic.
Okay, I want to know this. And Rubio, maybe you can give me an answer in the chat, or anyone else in the chat. How many of you have gone on a picnic with any lady? Any lady. I mean, seriously, like it could be like taking your mother on a picnic, any lady, like doesn't matter. How many of you have gone on a picnic with any woman, or if you're a female, a man, in recent
Or if you're a dude, I mean, you could be on the reverse
whatever.
bench.
I don't care. Whatever. Any type of picnic with anyone. Seriously, I want to know if this is actually a thing, because I really don't think picnics are a thing. If my girlfriend asked me to go on a picnic, I think I might just laugh out loud.
I know I would laugh.
Just out loud.
They gave me a hard time last week on the Wishbone talking about this and that. I said, one, if you need a damn picnic to get to the workbench, that's your own fault. And they said, oh, you've never. I said, I can tell you one thing. I've never had any trouble getting to the workbench, and if I did, it wouldn't be going on a picnic to get it.
I mean, did he make some peanut butter and jelly sandwiches to put in the picnic basket?
You guys are at least married, though, so you guys don't have to put in that type of work.
I mean, even before we were married, though, we didn't go on no picnic.
I'm telling you right now, I'm not married, and a picnic. Like,
I will say though, if Bryson's lady wanted me to go on a picnic, I might make an exception for.
I haven't seen Bryson's lady. I'm assuming she's an absolute smoke, but
AP's got all the connections to the players' wives.
Oh, AP, he's sleeping right now. He's probably dreaming of Bryson's lady, but he has literally the pictures of every single player's wife. I mean, it's built into his research.
Yeah, what was the picture he had today? Oh, it was of Abe. I got to lock Abe Answer in.
Did Abe have a nice prospect?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, very.
I like that.
Very nice. Good for Abe.
Nice. Derek Ringry, DJ's lady. I mean, I do like DJ's lady, but there's a lot more meat. DJ's lady's got tennis balls. Bryson's lady has beach balls. There's a difference between tennis balls and beach balls, Derek Ringring. They both got the same backside. One has tennis balls, one has beach balls. That's the difference.
All right. Tony, you want to pull up these odds here? Normally, we kind of go through the matchups a little bit, if anything sticks out, and then we kind of get through the outright winners, who we think has a good shot to take it down, and who we like from betting outright. So, you want to start with the matchups, Tony?
Mangone said Uncle T's cuter than Bubba's lady. Does Bubba's lady have a fugly one? Is she a fug? I mean,
how do you guys know all these people's ladies? Like, is this something that you like do?
What do you
like? Man,
you don't put this into your research? I mean, you got to know what people are working with. It's an important prospect. I mean, if they're not on the bench, you got to know that.
Maybe it's just my youth or something like that. You know what I mean? I don't know. So it might just be my youth. You know, I am still under 30.
How's Mangone not on this show?
I don't know. Mangone's like playing Call of Duty right now.
Yeah, Mangone. I mean, how about that? The one night we were sweating baseball, we're rooting in 100K. Dude actually said this on the show.
We were rooting like 300K.
Yeah, like 300K. JT, me, and you. 3 team members. And dude says, I got to sign out to go play Call of Duty. Like, that's not how you get to the bench, Mangone. That is not how it's done.
Like, and if you told me that you were getting out to go to the bench, I would have been like, okay, that's
absolutely. We would have said, go ahead.
That's fair. But you were going and you told us you were going to play video games with your friends. Yeah, games with your friends. Like, video games you can play at any time, ever. How many times can you sweat 100K with multiple of your friends?
With your buddies.
Yeah.
We finished first, second, and third that night. That's what happened. And JT won a different tournament while Mangone was freaking touching himself playing Call of Duty. I mean, come on.
Right.
Anyway, let's get to these matchups real quick.
Yeah, do that.
Okay, Jason Day and Abe Answer. Abe Answer is minus 120. So look at the prices on DK. Abe Answer, we all think is one of the better plays on the slate. 7,500. Jason Day is what? 88K. So 500 difference. Abe Answer is only a little favorite, but I think Abe Answer is a way better play. The odds, a little bit of a favorite. Sung Jae is favored over Will Z. How much? What's the price difference on those guys? 7,600 and 8K or something.
Yeah, some days like
8,300,
83. Yeah.
So nothing sticks. So here's an interesting one though. We all love JT. Rory is minus 130 over JT. I mean, I think that's interesting. As someone that loves JT, I mean, Rory is only how much more than JT?
Couple hundred more, 500, 600,
700 more, which isn't like crazy though. I mean, I think we don't like Rory, but the odds say maybe he's a little bit better of a play. Bryson favored over Cantlay. You want a winner? I'll give a winner right now. We didn't talk about Chris Kirk, but Chris Kirk minus 129 on DraftKings over Frankie Molinari. Just go to the window and collect your money. Chris Kirk will beat Frankie Molinari at minus 129. So go collect your money. What'd you say?
I brought up Kirk.
Yeah, so even more so. That must have been when I was getting a drink. Chris Kirk over Frankie Molinari minus 129. Go bet that because that's a winner. Let's keep going down. Let's see if there's any real interesting ones. Fleetwood and Adam Scott are pretty close in price and pretty close in the odds. Kevin Na is favored over my boy Harmon. How much is Na? 7,300. Only 400 more than Harmon. That's where JSU can own Big T. I loved Harmon. Kevin Na is only 400 more, and Kevin Na is minus 140 over Harmon. That's a decent sized favorite over Harmon. That's how JSU could own me right there for sure. Xander and Webb are a pick'em, which means that's basically what we said anyways. Like those 10K guys are similar to the 9K guys. Xander's 10-4, Webb is 9,500. They're a dead pick'em. They're basically the same play to me. Xander is the same play as Webb and Cantlay, and he's 1,000 more. Like, I don't see why you would play Xander over those guys. The odds say it. We got Rahm favored over DJ. I wouldn't play DJ over Rahm. We kind of already said that. Kuchar's so this is an interesting one. So Kuchar is way more expensive than Putnam, but man, he's minus 160 over Putnam. He's a huge favorite over Putnam. Yeah, well, however you pronounce
Putnam.
it. Putnam.
See, I had to make JSU feel good that I didn't just make fun of him with his pronunciations.
Yeah. He should be called Putnam anyways. But Ricky Flower is favored over Brendan Grace. I don't know, plus 105 for Grace. I kind of like that over Ricky Flower. Let's see. Wow. So here's our boy Spieth. Spieth, we talked about, been playing better lately. Morikawa, minus 190 over Spieth. Just a massive favorite over Spieth. What's the price difference on these guys?
I saw that earlier in the day at like minus 180 too. So
it's only an 800 difference too. Yeah, 800 means something, but it's not that much difference. 800, like that is a huge favorite. Let's keep going. Finau and Berger pretty close. Connors is a big favorite over Kokrak. I don't know. There's nothing that sticks out. Too crazy. Let's go to the. Let's pick a stud. Like 50 to 1 and then a long shot.
Yeah, so Uncle T.
Stop Bobby Gomes saying Putnam. He's making fun. Stop Bobby Gomes.
No, keep going.
I'm going to keep calling him, just like JT does on the NBA shows too. I'm going to keep calling him freaking Putnam too, and people are going to have to deal with it.
Mangone says, I don't even know if that's true. Stop, Mangone.
No,
you know
that
that's
was true.
No,
the funny part is, too, this is the best part about this story that makes it true. He, like, pretended like he needed to go, like, research NBA or something. Like, the night before, he was going to go and then he just got on the Call of Duty. He pretended like he was going to research or something.
That was the best. He said that, and then he got on Call of Duty. That is the best. Stop lying, Mangone. We all know you're lying. So, Uncle T, we'll start off with you. Let's pick, the guy at the top, like one of the guys at the top that you think has the best chance of winning. And then, someone in the mid-range, 50 to 1, somewhere around there. And then a long shot. Give us one long shot. So those three.
All right. Up top, I'm going to go with Justin Thomas. I just think that, again, I think we're a bargain price-wise, 9,900. I think he could be flip-flopped with Rory as far as from a pricing perspective. So 18, 19, 20 to 1. It depends on where you go shopping. JT up top. My mid-range guy, I'm going to take Joaquin Neiman. It's close between him and our guy Abe Answer, but I'm going to side with Neiman slightly. $7,700. I see him around 50, 55 to 1. And my guy down towards the bottom, down there at 100 to 1, I'm going to go with Sammy Burns. I just think he's been playing good golf. And if you're looking at 100 to 1 shot or worse, I'm going to go with Sam Burns.
I see him at 125 on DK Sportsbook too.
Yeah, so, I like that.
Sam Burns. All right, Big T. We got Uncle T giving out JT at 20 to 1. We got him giving out Sammy Burns at 125 to 1. And then who is the middle guy I'm missing? Joaquin Neiman at 66 to 1. What do you like any of those?
Yeah, I mean, I'm doubling down with TNT. I'm taking JT at 20 to 1. I don't even care that we like the same dude. I don't even care. I'm doubling down. TNT effect. We're going to both take JT at 20 to 1. I don't care because he's going to win. If it's a winner, it's a winner. And I'm going to double down on him and take JT at 20 to 1. I could take Bryson at 16 to 1, but I'm going to take JT because I think JT is going to win. I'm still working on it. I'm looking at the rest of this here. I mean, I'm still throwing up too from the Sam Burns take, but I got to find something in the mid-range here. Let's see.
You can take Kevin Na, and I'll take. No. Oh, you didn't like Kevin Na.
I'm not taking. I hate Kevin Na.
Who'd you like in that area? Corey Connors.
Yeah,
I'll take Burns. You take Connors.
Yeah, definitely. I want Connors. I mean, Connors can't win. Though is the problem.
No, I meant just.
No, I want Sergio. I want Sergio at 80 to 1. Sergio can win this tournament. Yeah, I want Sergio at 80 to 1.
I heard his lady's going to be with him, though. Does that factor in?
Is she the caddy like our other dude?
No, but she's definitely going to be
caddy. I would definitely like Sergio. I'm taking Sergio at 80 to 1 for my mid-range. Yeah, I mean, that's my mid-range. Uncle T went with who at the 125?
Sammy Burns.
Sammy Burns. Man, I got to find a long shot here. Let's see. I'm going to find a real gem here for my long shot.
Mr. Buzenhoven?
God, Harmon's 225 to 1. Man, the problem is none of these guys can actually win, but give me my boy Benny on. We didn't talk about him. He's 300 to 1. He's not going to win, but 300 to 1 for a dude that can just get hot. If he gets hot, I mean, I don't know, 300 to 1. I'll take it. I'll take 300 to 1.
All right, that's fair.
I'll go with it. Who was my 3? Who was my second guy?
So
Sergio, yeah, 80 to 1.
Right. That's right. Well, my guy, I talked about
Dylan Smith just made fun of me. Sergio, yeah, he's 80 to 1. Dylan Smith, stop.
Well, why would you take Sergio when you could take Christian Buzenhout at 75 to 1, you donkey? But that's all right. So the guys I'm taking, I like Victor Hovland, 28 to 1. I really like him. I'm definitely going to have a bunch of him in DFS, and I like him. He's been playing really well. Abe Answer at 71 sounds good to me. I like the Neiman call, though, Uncle T. He was another guy I looked at. And then my long shot is going to be
– Who was your favorite? Hovland was your favorite?
Hovland.
I love Hovland, yeah. I can't like Hovland. Do I have to take JT like both of you guys?
We like winners. 20 to 1 is still tasty.
I just want people to know if I pick the same person as someone else on this show, Tony would crush me. And you can't do that.
If it won, then it wouldn't be made fun of.
All right. Well, there you go. So I'm picking Victor Hovland. So the one guy I like more than you, I think, is Daniel Berger. You don't like Daniel Berger, huh?
I don't like Berger at all.
You like Berger?
I always like Berger.
I always like Berger too, is the funny thing, but I don't like him here. Like, I don't know what it is. Something like got me off him earlier. I'm trying to remember what I saw.
Course history, probably. His course history recently hasn't been good.
3 straight is terrible.
But he's a different golfer, though. He's a completely different golfer. Even a year from that ago, he's a totally different guy.
I'm a Burger guy, so I always like Burger. Man, I'm not.
And he's still under 9K. I feel like the price is just wrong. Like I feel like he should be in that 9K range with right in between.
Yeah, but like
Hobley
they can't put him the same prices. I would bet you any amount Cantlay versus Burger. Like Cantlay is just better than Burger.
I'm just saying though, I think he is a 9K golfer. Yeah, and I think you're getting him for a few hundred, of a discount. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, if you're saying matchup like straight up, yeah, you're gonna take Cantlay or those guys. But I'm just saying, and I think Burger could win. Like I think
Burger could easily win. He's definitely got win equity.
Yeah. So I don't even mind him. But Siwoo Kim would be my long shot at. You want to talk about a guy?
He's not even in the Jay. I'm pretty sure he withdrew.
Did he?
Maybe he didn't. I thought he withdrew.
No, but it is a bad take. But go ahead.
Did he withdraw?
No, he didn't. I guess.
I like Siwoo. See, stop trying to take it away. 125-1.
I saw something about Siwoo that made me think he's the worst play.
Nope. I don't know. You tell me.
No, I mean Uncle T's the one that knows the golf. He said he didn't withdraw, so I believe it.
Yeah, I didn't see anything that he
I definitely want to play guys that are in the field, Uncle T. So if you hear anything different,
I heard something. I'll say this. I heard something that made me think Siwoo was not in play at all. I'll say that. It might not have been a withdrawal, but I heard something
because he's
that
a bad
made me
play.
Yeah.
Well, who else? So seriously, who else in this range has actual win equity in that 125?
We've already talked. Me and Uncle T were on the same page with this. None of these 48 of the top 50 guys are in this field. I think one of the top guys. I hope one of the 9K guys wins, but one of the top guys is going to win this tournament.
Yeah, I mean, do you think Adam Scott at 80-1 has any chance? I
think he could just because, he's at least a ball striker, but I don't think he will. But he could. I wouldn't be totally shocked if Adam Scott won it.
See, once you get into that 100-1, and you're just dealing with guys that
Adam Scott has no form either. Is the problem? He just hasn't.
Yeah, I'm not playing him, but I like Tommy Fleetwood more than him in that range where they are, but. Tommy Fleetwood's got a lot better. He's 50-1, different than
Adam Scott. Just terrible recent form. It's definitely one of my weaknesses. I can't play those guys like that. Just have no form.
That's it. All right. Well, Uncle T, anything else? We were happy to have you on the show today. Anything else before we get out of here?
No, I guess you can try to call up Uncle T's number again come Masters week, and we'll see if you guys will have me again. But no, it's good to, again, I'm a little past my bedtime. Usually we got about an hour show. We're over 2 hours. Big T's got about 5 glasses of wine in him, so.
Just so people know, Uncle T at first was like, "Oh, I can do both shows." No, Uncle T, you got to pick a side when we do shows. So you picked your side, all right, which I respect, I like, but that's why I made you pick.
He wanted to be on the winning side. You got to respect that.
I respect it a lot. I respect it, and we picked winners on this show. Well, hopefully they're winners, but
no. What do you mean? Hopefully they're winners.
Oh, I meant our actual picks that we
they're
picked
winners.
To win the damn
they're
thing.
Going to be winners.
Well, only one person can actually win the damn thing. But
we both picked JT, so 2 of us could have picked the winner.
Oh, there you go. If JT wins, then 2 of them will win. But Big T, anything else before we get out of here?
No, we'll be back. We're not going to do any Wednesday shows before the Masters, but like we said, we'll be back. We'll bring Uncle T back for the Masters. If he picks us again, who knows? Maybe he goes back to the Tuesday show and he says, "Screw these guys. These guys don't pick
may not want me back."
Yeah,
they might be kicking him off the Tuesday.
Snyder might have taken my job.
That's true.
Oh God, we might have a solo Wednesday show with Uncle T going forward.
There you go.
He's just giving winners.
Hey, real quick, we forgot to give out some gear.
Oh yeah, we got to give out some gear. Good point, Uncle T. Why don't you pick someone? Preferably anyone who's making fun of Big T in the chat. We always pick those guys.
That's a good sized list.
Yeah, that's perfect. Pick one of them.
I'm looking.
Well, while you look and find someone else, just a reminder, guys, if you didn't already, hit that thumbs up, hit the subscribe button. MLB's coming up soon. If you're not a subscriber over at Run Pure Sports, get in now. We're running a promo. Free ticket is the promo code. It's going to get you into a drawing for a $600 ticket, which will be tomorrow on the Hardwood Show. So if you're not in, get in. Use the promo code free ticket.
It's going to be drawn tomorrow too. So now's the time. Like if you haven't signed up yet, now's the time because there's not a crazy amount of people in it either. Like if you sign up now, use the code free ticket. Like all you got to do is pay for a month and you're going to be in that drawing we're going to do tomorrow for a $600 ticket. We should look right now. The NBA contest, is there a $600 tournament tomorrow? Let's see. I'm gonna pull it up right now.
While you're looking for that, I got the winner. Uncle C in chat that said JSU has better takes when napping. Uncle C is the winner of the gear tonight.
I like that. Uncle C should be the winner.
I love how you pick someone getting on me. I appreciate it, Uncle T. I see what side you're on, Uncle T.
I told you when we started the show. Don't be alarmed if TNT actually aligns with each other.
I don't like this.
We talked and discussed it at lunch today.
Listen, I don't like when Tony has an ally on this show. All right. I don't like that. That's
what
not.
What am I missing, JSU? What am I missing with this NBA slate tomorrow on DraftKings?
They're not showing.
There's no big tournament.
Yeah, that's got to be wrong. They got to be adding.
Has to be. There's nothing above $200.
Yeah, I'm looking at it too right now. That has to be wrong.
How have they not put up a bigger tournament? That's beside the point. But yeah, I mean, we're going to draw a winner tomorrow. If it's not tomorrow, then it'll be Friday, whatever the Friday tournament is.
If there's none tomorrow, like no contest tomorrow, we'll do the drawing and then we'll have it Friday. We'll just give you the ticket for Friday. So whatever it is, but we'll have it. So don't worry about that.
Not a tournament up? That's weird.
Yeah, there's got to be one tomorrow morning.
I mean, who won the draw rings?
I don't know.
Who won the draw rings tonight?
I don't know. I have no idea. Those drawings are tomorrow, so we'll find out tomorrow who won the drawings. You know what I mean?
What's Uncle C got to do to get his gear? Just
just send me a message on Twitter or info@runpuresports.com.
Yeah, or if you're in the Discord, just DM them.
Yeah, the easiest way for sure is just to DM me in the Discord.
Yeah, anyone who's in the Discord.
Chat is hammering the drawings.
Just start spamming Tony with messages, direct messages about gear, especially if you ordered a large and it still hasn't come yet. Keep hammering them for it.
The best part about JSU of everything he does, he's the most well-spoken person on the shows. And you look at the man's writing, he is the worst writer ever. He can't spell, he can't write. He's the exact opposite.
I am just, I don't know what to say. I had people do my homework I shouldn't say that. I had people do my stuff for me. Okay, Tony, my ladies. That's why I had ladies in high school. All right. Which I loved all of them. They were all really good to me, but man, they helped do my homework. You know what I mean? I didn't want to write those long essays. They helped me out. They helped JSU out. So I appreciated them. And that's where they got the love.
That's a bad Patriots sweatshirt too, by the way.
Yeah.
Bad? Why? What's wrong with it?
Because it's the freaking Patriots. What do you mean what's wrong with it?
Well, dude, I live in New England. Like, that's what you can buy.
You need to live in Kentucky.
I mean, I would love to live in Kentucky. It's cheaper over there. It's way more expensive here.
You're welcome. You're welcome here, JSU.
I know that. I got to get there. I got to get there. Let's see. Yeah, don't DM JSU or you won't get your gear.
Chat is just lit. 2.5 hours into the show. They are just on fire. You got to love it.
Corona guy. Appreciate it. Yeah, that's for sure. He's too busy doing the drawings and stuff. Oh, I want to take us out, but man, the comments are good. You guys got to slow down with the comments over here. Thank you, Rubio. Thank you. He says JSU looks good in the Patriots gear.
Does he want to take you on a picnic?
I'm not gonna lie, too. The best part about me is I'm not like a fan of any team. That's like the best part.
Yeah, because you like winners.
Yeah,
I hate when people are like, "Oh, who do you rooting on for?" We root on whoever the winning team is that night. We don't care.
Yep. Like when Tom Brady was, the 20 years of him doing the full Patriots dynasty. And the only time I ever played Tom Brady was when I thought he was like the best play on the board. Like I had to I didn't just play him just to play him, like I'm sure a lot of Patriots fans do in fantasy all the time. It's like all those homer drafts, like back before even DFS, where you draft with your friends and all the people in your, hometown team would get picked first. Like that's how it is sometimes. I don't look at stuff that way. I don't play the Celtics just to play the Celtics, even though those are the games I went to as kids. I don't care about that. I want my DFS team to win. Care about winning money or helping people win money. That's all that matters.
So we got a sausage fest going on between Big T and JD.
JD's a good man. He likes us. He appreciates it.
Well, JD said don't move to Kentucky.
I mean, that was a little incorrect, but that's all right. G Ryzen says Big T minus 500 over title. That's correct. I mean, I haven't touched a ball in 6 months besides my own balls.
It's minus 1,000. It's minus 1,000.
It's going to be even more embarrassing for him knowing that he plays every week. I'm like, how much older am I? I got to be 15 years older than him. I'm way out of shape, and I'm still going to beat him. That's how embarrassing it is.
Are you 35?
I'm almost 37 in March. I mean, 37. I'm way older than him.
Oh, so yeah, you got to have 15 years.
Rubio, slide on in. Rubio likes title. Slide on in.
Oh, please slide in. Yeah, Rubio, slide in immediately.
Rubio, let me tell you.
Rubio, I like Rubio. You can come watch the game. Come on over, Rubio.
I like Rubio, so I'm going to try and tell him right now, Rubio.
Get some action, JSU. Don't tell him nothing. Slide in and get some action.
I like Rubio. I don't want to take his money. And I feel bad, too, if I don't at least warn him. That is a terrible idea. Terrible. Just watch the game.
Ryzen likes Uncle T after Big T.
You guys leave Rubio alone. I want to peel some of that Verizon money from him. Let me get him.
All right. You can get him, Uncle T. All right. I think that's going to do it for us. We ran it over 2 hours. Big T, that's acceptable, right? Almost 2.5 hours.
Chris Myers says Big T is going to take advantage of himself tonight. That is not true either. The wife is waiting for me. I guarantee that. So stop.
That's it. Wife's waiting for you.
She texted me during the show asking me when I'm coming up. So stop.
That is the cue, people, for let's get the heck out of here, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. For me, JSU, Big T, and the man, Uncle T. Thanks for joining us on the Wednesday show. We'll see you guys later.
Good luck, everybody.